from here, focused on my own way, with never looking back to those who lived in fear. There was nothing I could do, there is nothing you said that could make me realize how much lucky I was. Just out of reach of this fire, was not aware of this nightmare. But when I stopped to see through sight, begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among others. I've got to try to if I bleed tonight, if I accept tonight, I don't have the time to fight. And if I wait tonight, I'm so tired tonight, I'm falling asleep when I'm home, when I'm there's no way to go.
Before they go fast and start to power slide, we salute you with the big blocks, 4 wide, the ground-pounding, earth-shaking, window-rattling beasts of the Northeast. It's the Big Block Butterfly Super Dirt Car Series.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
That's her first point. Yeah, Lucy Olson, talented sophomore.
right, race fans, we're here tonight. We got the hometown heroes, and it's going to be a good one here. Presented by Fastline Racing Bodies. Check out some Fastline Racing Bodies. If you're looking for some good quality bodies for your from a NASCAR regional short track champion, Dan Chapman, in the iRacing hotbed of Clarence, Iowa. Definitely check him out. He's also the Heat Race 1 title sponsor here tonight. Well, live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network here. Joe and Corey's up here tonight. Last night we had the Topside Tuesday. It was a really good run for those guys, and like we're going to flip this thing over here to Heat Race 1 as we got the 305 machines out here. Look at the grid real quick. We've got Brandon Dittmer sitting out front and Bill Codler. Codler out there sitting in second. Cody Graham there in third. Bob DeGood, he's starting fourth. We got Roger Craig starting fifth. John Krupa sitting in sixth. Jeff Flero there in seventh. Jacob Moose, he's out there in the eighth place spot. But I'll tell you what, the Moose gang, they were tearing it up on the NASCAR trucks last night. Kind of exciting to watch.
Absolutely, and you know, Jeff Flero coming in tonight here in the Hometown Heroes, week 9 of 12. Technically week 8 of 12, because we had that one week where we ran the big block. So week 8 of 12, and Flero comes in the 305 point standings, 1 point behind Patrick Spangler.
Yeah, gonna be tight. Start out with the 305 wing sprints. We go to the 360s and the 410s. So we hit all the wing sprints here. It's been pretty exciting so far this season. The Hometown Heroes kind of made up. It's one track. It's just like went to your local track every week. We've had the Knoxville Raceway here. Good racing. And last week, kind of notable was they were up there on that wall that we hadn't seen all week long or all year long season. Race trucks in, green flag's about to fly. Racing 305 style.
Inside line not formed up there. You had Roger Craig lay off the back end of the white car. That was Graham who started on the inside.
Yeah, 4 wide back there.
Oh yeah, 4 wide.
Wow. Yeah. Now, the one thing we talk about most notably with these 305s is the momentum. You're losing, unfortunately, drawing Krupa into the wall. He's going to lose a lot. But we talk about momentum. These guys don't have the power to be able to just slide out of stuff like you do kind of with the 360s and definitely with the 410s. These cars, man, rely more on that momentum. And once you lose it, it is deadly. You'll go flying definitely far back.
Yeah, you definitely got to keep the throttle pinned down all the way and not make any drastic movements with the steering wheel. If you want to go from side to side on the track, you kind of got to do it kind of smooth and slow.
Oh, yeah,
you don't want to go back and forth.
Yeah. I'm with you. It was a good battle back there around 4. You got the good Moose right there on his back, Codler there. And meanwhile, because the top 2 guys, they're walking away. But look at this battle happening. That's about 4th and 5th place spot.
Yeah, it's a battle for the transfer spot there. Moose, Jacob Moose trying to work on the inside. That's Bob DeGood. Oh, contact between the Moose and DeGood. Flero involved. And Roger Craig, he's going to move up into that transfer spot.
And Bob DeGood, he's going to come out with a floppy wheel. You just can't do that with these cars. We talk about it week in, week out. Checker flag is going to be Dittmer, Graham, Codler there in the top 3, along with Craig up in the 4th. But yeah, these cars, you can't get up there, and there is no door, so no door slamming. All tire right there, but just going to swing us over here to heat race number 2, Langdon Mechanical. They're second to none, heating and air conditioning company in the Hamilton area. And a promise to their customers is their own professionally trained Langdon specialists would be there every step of the way. So if you're looking for a good 100% service, check out Langdon Mechanical's heat race. Let's grid them up here. Out front, you've got Blake Chapman out front. This one, Brett Restraton starting in second. Gary Taylor there in third. Kurt Schatzer starting 4th. Gavin Chatham starting there in 5th. Joe Moose up in the 6th. Dean Reynolds 7th. And John Rayner is going to be there in the 8th place spot. So we've got some pretty heavy hitters in this one.
Absolutely. And you know, it's always nice to see faces that we don't see up front all the time. You have Trent Verstraeten. He's usually never started up at the front. Blake Chapman getting lucky this week and getting a pole for a heat race.
Man, yeah, heck yeah. So we talk about what not to do in these cars and what you can do in them. Learning that heat race 1 is 1. Don't lose your momentum. 2, don't get up there and try to hook tires to tires because it's not going to work out. Green flag, Chapman gets a good jump. They're already 3 wide, stacked up 2 wide back in the back.
Yeah, they almost thought about going 4 wide. They are now 2 wide. Gary Taylor on the outside of Kurt Satzer. He'll fall back in the clutches of Gavin Chatham there. And Chatham right there, they thought about going 3 wide with Joe Moose. And, oh, there goes Gary Taylor, washed up the track. He'll fall all the way back to the back of the field here.
Got a little tagged on the side. Looks like a little racy down low in the middle of the track. Not everybody up top yet. That'll kind of move in as the night goes on. Chapman's still out front, straight right there behind him. Good battle going on for 3rd and 4th. You got Chatham, Jadser. They're going to go side by side. Oh, a little bit of tire rubbing.
Yeah, and if you can tire rub the right way, you can definitely move somebody out of your way and force them to lose momentum. Maybe get the pass done. Just didn't happen that time for Schatzer. As Chatham is still battling on the outside. We're coming to 2 to go this time by. Still Chapman out front versus Stratton second, and the battle is on there for the top 3. Chatham finally gets cleared of Schatzer. He'll move down low. Now he's got a little bit of a breathing room to 4th place. The white flag is out. Can Satzer hang on, or will somebody from behind get the momentum? Joe Moose on the middle groove trying to make up time. Not gonna have enough. Nope. Win goes to Chapman versus Stratton, Chatham, and Schatzer.
All right, well, we got heat race number 3 now. Good finish there. We got Venom Racing. Venom Racing is a proud sponsor of Coast2Coast Racing League. 358 modifieds. Look at the grid real quick. Out front, we got Stephen Bixler, Zach Chapman, Joseph Grandy, Jeffrey Barker, excuse me, I'll get it in a minute. Ryan Moore Sr., Randy Shreves, and Patrick Spangler. Good heat racing at number 2.
Yes, it was, and points leader Spangler, he has a lot of work to cut out here in the 3rd and final heat race. And you know, he had 16 plus 7. What's that?
16.
23.
Yeah,
so 23 entries here tonight. Everybody should go to the feature no matter what. I think we do start 24.
Oh, yeah.
Green flag.
All right, here we go. Let go green. Pace trucks in. Bixler and company. Green flag. And these starts have been pretty exciting because they've almost went 3 wide. They are 3 wide and 4 wide in the back, 3 wide for the lead. Man, they get a little hairy on these starts.
Wow, they just all time the green flag perfectly. It caused chaos. It's a good chaos, though. Nobody really is wrecked so far in one of these green flags.
Yeah.
But, man, it's amazing how they can do that.
Yeah, and that's what we're seeing tonight. It looks like everybody's getting some good starts, getting some good reactions on everyone. And you're right, luckily, no chaos on the start. Now, we've seen a little bit as the race goes on. They get back there and start battling each other. Chapman's trying to get up front. Bixler's going to pull away. He's going to send him back in the hands there of Grandy. You got Brian Moore Sr. He's always fast, so they are still clumped up and together right there.
Yeah, this is pack racing at its finest. 305 sprint cars. This is probably about as close as we've ever seen the whole entire heat race. I mean, it's like Talladega racing right now.
Yeah, no doubt. Track's feeling good for the guys. Car's feeling good. Side by side for second. Chapman, Grandy, Moore Sr. right there along with it. Patrick Spangler's in the mix. Looks like, though, even though they're able to keep side by side, still tough to pass.
It's definitely hard to pass when you can't slightly pull up on the track from the very bottom groove. You see Grandy now looking on inside of Bixler. They're on the white flag here. Can he get it done? Grandy all the way down to the inside of Bixler. Didn't have enough room for the slider. Bixler drag race to the win. Grandy second. Chapman third, and officially Brian Moore will pick up fourth. Wow, what a good heat race number 3.
Exciting. Well, folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here in just a few.
Lucy Olson, she has her first point. Yeah, Lucy Olson, talented sophomore.
All right, folks, we're back here. We're going to get set here to grid these guys up because time here tonight. Bringing all by the starting lineup by the Super Dirt Car Series, the Northeast Premier Series for the big block modifieds. And if you like the ground pounding, earth shattering, when the rattling beasts from the Northeast, check out the Super Dirt Car Series. Look at the grid. Out front, Brandon Dittmer, and all the way down there at the bottom, Gary Taylor. Most notably, you got Patrick Spangler there in 15th. And, you got some other names sitting in the middle of the pack. What we've seen so far between these heat races, though, tough to pass. They've been on top of each other, man, all throughout these races.
Yeah, absolutely. They were all over top of each other off of the green flag, and even throughout the entire 6 laps of each heat race. Should be a good race. You got some guys higher up in the points starting further on towards the back. You have Flaru in 13th. He's 1 point behind Spangler, who starts directly behind him.
True. Oop. Well, Dittmer, man's got the best starting spot out of the whole gang here. There in that top spot. I think it might be the good place to be. But again, we've seen get out front, get comfortable, cautions start to fly, lose that lead real quickly. See what happens. These 305s. The restarts have been chaotic.
Absolutely, Dittmer in the safest spot of the entire field. He'll have in control of where they fire off. Chapman, they'll be able to have the best area for grip up on the high side.
We've seen the low side work a little bit here, so let's see if they start getting that cushion. They're starting to push it up a little bit. Track looks a lot better than what it did last night at what we saw with those late models. Those guys were plowing through that one.
Yeah, track is definitely formed up. It's a lot more slicker all the way from the bottom to about the middle top. Green flags out. Dittmer on the loud pedal. Chapman was able to time that pretty good, just not enough. Dittmer will move up to the top of the track. Now here comes Chapman back on the bottom. He'll look for the inside, looking for the lead. Just not enough grip down there quite yet. No, so the dog caution is out anyways.
Yeah, that actually started, I think, when Joe Moose back here in the back ended up with several other cars. You got Dean Reynolds involved, Jeffrey Barker involved. Moose got in the wall, got tagged a little bit, tried to get it saved, then he got in the wall and then just came right back down, I think, in front of Dean Reynolds. Nothing he could do it, man, and that car just fell apart.
That was Gary Taylor in the 34.
Malcolm Mills replay. Good start so far for these folks. Back, flag racing.
Dittmer still holds on to the race lead over Blake Chapman. You have Steven Bixer supposed to line up in third and Graham in fourth still. A full field restart minus the one that was in the pits at Joe Moose, who did start in 14th, so he'll be relegated back to 23rd if he can get that car towed and fixed up with the quick fix. Same with Jeffrey Barker. Maybe. Yep. Well, I mean, Barker's come pulling out. It all depends on how soon he clicked on the tow button for Joe Moose.
Yeah, true. Line him back up. Double foul. Lights off on the pace truck. Go back, green flag here. On down heroes tonight here by Flatline Racing Bodies. Getting set. Dittmer gets that jump on the field. That's going to leave them back here 2 by 2 for second, third, fourth, and fifth. They're almost 3 wide.
Thought about 3 wide there for a moment. That was Trent Verstraeten just not able to get the grip down there. Not enough of a hole. And we got cars turning around at the back of the field. Another slow dog caution is out on racetrack. Who was it?
Like maybe John Krupa. I can watch him again and see. And him and Bobby Good just got a little tire action. And we had a car go way down there. Yeah, he got up under the wall, came back down, just wiped out 3 or 4 of them while he came back down on the track. That's just a product of everybody just being grouped up together, nowhere to go. Small track, you have a little problems, and guess what? It's one of them big ones like Talladega.
Oh, really? All started with Krupa getting the right rear of Brian Moore Sr. in front of him.
Yeah.
Shooting up the track.
Yeah, and then it threw him up there in the wall. And next thing you know, just we've seen all night. Just get up there and slap that wall. You come back down. It's like a slingshot. It's like a rubber band up there.
No floppy wheel though, Joe. You don't have a wing.
In that wing, yeah. Lost his wing on that deal. Go flying for him.
Flair coming back into the pits, and he shut that car off, so might have already used up a quick fix. I don't remember Falero coming in on the last caution, but maybe he did.
Quite sure. But, you know, Dittmer not been able to get anything going out front, so I don't think the cautions are going to hurt him too bad. If he had like a huge lead, we've seen it time and time again, where the leader out there, a lot of cautions fly, next thing they do is start losing their momentum. So far, he's been pretty stout, if it actually holds that way for him.
I just haven't had enough time to build up any kind of a gap, and at the front it seems like he gets rolling and then we can see a caution. But here we go, pace truck is pulled in. Dittmer once again, he has got the launch control, maybe not as quite as good as last time, but definitely still good out front.
Whew. You want to talk about stacked up. They're too wide pretty much throughout about the first part of the field.
They are. First battle there. That's for third. Bixler on the inside. Cody Graham up top. Graham trying to use the outside grip. You see him right there riding the left side tires in the slick. The right side tires are in the tacky just about. Maybe the left rear tire is kicking out enough to be in the grippy grip.
Yes, it is. You got about 3 wide going on here for Straight and Grandy. Chatzer and company, that's around the 5th and 6th place spot. Like you said, everybody's kind of moving up, grooving up in the top. Battle for the lead. Here comes old Chapman. He's going to look to the inside. Can he throw the slide job move on Dittmer? He's got it so far. They're neck and neck. Down low, Chapman's going, and he's got room to put it up top, but I think he's going to say an op down low. 2 cars a little slow down low going into it. Here comes Dittmer back, firing back on the inside.
Wow, that was an amazing move out of Dittmer. Nice crossover. Here comes Chapman once again trying to do the crossover. He'll officially be scored the leader that time by. They are throwing sliders like it's a White Castle here, Jeff.
Yeah, and you know what? The biggest thing, we're seeing it with the 305s. Don't see it that often, but as again, couple cars around. Trent was straightening around in the back. Patrick Spangler involved. Kurt Schatz. Let's go back here as the Salty Dog cautions out for the Malcolm Mills replay. They're 3 wide back here, so they're feeling, yep, they touched some tires, bounced off of them, and just got collected, and from there, nothing you can do. Once you get hooked, it's over with.
Done. Verstraeten with heavy damage on that car. It's dog tracking, no front wing on that automobile. He'll have to pull in for a quick fix if he has one left over.
Crab walking.
I said dog walking, man. I don't know.
Oaks walk now. Crabs goes.
Okay.
I mean, I ain't saying they can't. Yes, they got hit hard.
Oh, no. Yep, there he goes. He got his little quick fix. He's seen it immediately pop straight and got a new wing on that car.
Man, ran out there real quick and started beating on it. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
The crewman, he ran out there with his hammer, started beating that thing straight.
Valero is still sitting down pit road, has not officially went a lap down, so he came back on track after getting some damage fixed last time. So he does not have a quick fix in that car on the pit side. Looks like we're gonna go single file.
Yeah. 14 to go. Get it set here. Chapman, excuse me, out front. Dittmer. Chapman was able to make that pass, hold it for at least a lap. Like I said, going single file. Pace truck ducks off on pit road. We're back racing here in the hometown Heroes 305 wing sprints. Chapman, Dittmer. A little further on back, they're already back at it again. Around about an 8th, 9th place spot, side by side. That's Jacob Moose. You got Patrick Spangler there. Roger Craig, he's involved with the 747 machine.
Yeah, Craig trying to make a good recovery from being involved in a wreck earlier. He's up to 8th now, but look at that. Spangler utilizing the very bottom of the racetrack, trying to pick up spots. Now he'll go back up to the top side here. Just had to scrub off speed to move from the bottom all the way to the top. Now he'll look back to the bottom.
Yeah, he lost a lot right there. About a couple spots. He was 3 wide for a moment with Chatham and Bixler. As we go a little further on back, John Rayner up in the walls, going to bring out the Salty Dog caution. Look at a Malcolm Mills replay here. See what exactly happened. If I'm a betting man, I'm going to say maybe some tire rub. Yep. He jumped over somebody's tire there, backed it into the wall. He's
Dean Reynolds he got involved with. Looks like Dean Reynolds has called it a night.
bad one on his hand, but right now it's all Chapman and Dittmer up front. Got Graham, Grandy, Chatham, top 5. Solid race so far. And what the difference we'll probably see, since this track seems pretty racy here, so right now with the 360s, they're going to have a lot more power to be able to slide these things around this track, and obviously with the 410s will have all the power in the world to do whatever they want. Right now, when you have such a racy track, and with a car like a 305, you know this, Corey, it makes it tough to pass and tough to get away from the field.
Absolutely, a lot harder to pull away and harder to pull up to the back of someone. Now the draft does make a little bit of a difference if you're following right behind someone. It's like in a NASCAR Cup car on a bigger track where it has a little draft factor to it. And also, not to mention how you have your wing moved forward or backward. If I'm not 100% sure, but I think you want to have it all the way at the front when it's slicked off like this.
I would say on the 305s, you probably want the least amount of downforce you could to maybe get the speed. I mean, since you already got so much or less power, and you know, with less power, you've got grip anyway, so you probably want to try to free it up, as opposed to maybe like, let's say the 410. Probably want a little bit more downforce because you'd want some grip because that thing's got, you know, power and then slide. But green flag back at it. All depending on your driving style. We'll say it that way too. Here you go, Dittmer, Graham. And Dittmer gets up in the wall a little bit, and that's going to hurt his momentum, and then gets a punch in the butt.
Graham able to close in on Dittmer. Dittmer once again in the wall, comes down, almost makes tire contact with Cody Graham. Luckily, they didn't even look like they really touched. The Nerf bars kind of protected them right there.
About as close as you're going to get without having a wrecking, you know it?
Absolutely. Grandy taking advantage of that. He'll do the slider on Graham. Graham now looking back to the inside, down in turn number 1.
Got Chapman out front, Graham right there in second. You got Grandy, Dittmer, and company. Dittmer still trying to fight, but here comes, man, on the move. Grandy with a slide job. He's going to take it up to second. Graham right here in the back. Man, it's losing all kinds of times. Got to be Dittmer. He's falling all the way back. Meanwhile, big battle happening for second, third, and fourth. These guys are on top of each other. They're swapping positions 2 by 2, 3 wide. It's a good race.
Graham in that NASCAR looking paint on the inside, Monster Energy on the roof, utilizing the bottom. There's still a lot of speed down there. Grandy up top in the blue and white car. You have Gavin Chatham, who's made it into the picture. He's with the silver wing. Oh, wow. Oh, hard hit for Cody Graham. He'll go flying. There's our Salty Dog caution. Wow.
Yeah, but I don't know if you saw the front side of that one. Let's watch it again. He got slammed in the tire. Slide job going wrong and just put him up into the wall. Then he just got obliterated from behind. Woo! Malcolm Mills replay, it saw that one, but yeah, that perfect example of what not to do with the tires. And a slide job here wasn't quite clear.
He's got the double floopy wheel, and he's apparently in the same pit box as Gary Taylor and maybe somebody else. Oh no, that's how the midgets were made, Jeff.
Oh yeah.
Coming in once again to take some damage control, and you know what? Flero came in here 1 point behind Spangler. Spangler currently running up towards front of the field in 7th, so Spangler is going to be able to make up some ground on Flero. Grandy, who's running up and now the 2nd place, 100 points behind Flero coming in tonight. That will help out his situation.
Yeah, it will. Right now it's been all, Chapman out front with this one. But Grandy has came on strong. He's up 4 spots. We're looking at our hard charger right now. Picker flips around here. Gets it back up. Right now it's going to be a battle between Randy Shreves, Bob DeGood, Jacob Moose, Patrick Spangler for that hard charger. Jeff Flero is still holding on. There we go. Randy Shreves got it by 1. He's up 10, but you got some that's up 9 and 9 and 9. All we got to do is get one more position. Definitely a good battle for the hard chargers. Pace truck's in. Chapman gets a good jump on the field again. You got Grandy, who had some good momentum. He's hoping this thing goes caution-free, because he'd like to keep that momentum. Meanwhile, you go back to 7th, 8th place spot. They're side by side.
Oh, and crash, Roger Craig involved. Oh no, Brian Morris Sr., he's going to go monster trucking up and over, loses the top wing. Oh no.
Wow, so Roger Craig's going to Malcolm Mills replay, see what happened to him. Oh yeah, just got another car came up, and the one thing you can't do, got Bob DeGood involved with that one, but somebody flattened the 747 machine, knocked it out the sky. Unfortunately, Roger Craig's night might be done. In the 305s, that is.
He'll have to pull out the 360, hope for some better luck in that. Yeah, I don't think Craig has a quick fix left ever, so he'll stay on the racing track maybe to just mitigate the point loss here.
Yeah. Chapman still, though, in command of this one. Grandy, I think, needs the rest of the laps here green in order to do anything, because Chapman's getting those good starts, especially with it being single file like it is. He needs it's going to take him at least 2 laps to get up to the total speed, and then he's going to need those other 2 laps to even try to get near Chapman. So far, 305 has been a good one here at Knoxville Speedway. Hometown heroes here tonight, presented by Flatline Racing Bodies. Coast2Coast Racing League, out here on the Coast2Coast Racing Network, OSR Network on Facebook, and the dirtfan.com. Solid season so far. Got a couple more weeks to go before we crown some champions here. The hometown heroes and the rest of the divisions. Check out all the divisions and info that you need on C2CRL.com. Get you everything up to date here on the Coast2Coast Racing League. We're in the caution here. 305, still got the 360, 410s, and then we got the car tours tonight. Where's that? Hickory?
Hickory.
Yep. Right. Got some Hickory action going on here. But yes, we go from the dirt side of things to the asphalt side of things. Mix it up here tonight for these boys. But the pace truck's in. Green flag flies. Chad Ham out front. Here comes Grandy. This is what he needs. He needs the rest of these laps. I told you it's going to take him about 2 laps before he get wound up. And then those rest of those 2 laps here. Here he goes. The slide job in. Is he going to be able to complete? No, that's just the difference between a 305 and a 360. I think he would have had the muster to be able to get around him.
Yeah, and that opened up the door for Gavin Chatham. He'll now be on the inside looking on Grandy. Not enough momentum or gap for Chatham to make anything happen. 2 to go for Blake Chapman out at the front. Does Grandy have anything for him? He's going to have to get that momentum built up, but Chapman blocking the slider line on the entry That's going to make it tougher, but the battle is on there for third. Dittmer once again trying to get there.
That white flag's going to be up there, and I don't think Grandy's going to have enough time to battle it. Like you said, it's going to be put on by third. Dittmer actually came out of nowhere. Can't make the slide job complete here. And those top three, Grandy just not going to be able to get enough here on the white flag. It's going to be Chapman, Grandy, and is Dittmer going to be able to steal this thing away? No. Oh, Chatham there in third, but and what a finish to it.
Absolutely good racing there. Good points tonight for Joseph Grandy as well.
Absolutely. We'll get a word in with some of these guys here tonight. Chapman, Grandy, and Chatham. Say that real fast. Tongue twister. Well, what we learned from the 305s was tough to pass here. Very, it looks like a very tight track, but a lot of that you got to put on the car itself, as it's going to loosen up quite a bit when we get to these 360s, and definitely with the 410. The 410, you've got all kinds of firepower up underneath the hood of that thing.
Absolutely.
All right, just wait to see if we get some of these guys up here, get a word with them real quick here, and then we'll swing it on over to the 360s. Get everybody tuning in. Hometown Heroes. Enjoy the series here. It's been really good. Look, we've got Gavin Chapman. Bring him up. Let's get a word with him.
Hey there, Gavin. You got a copy on me?
I hear you. What's going on, guys?
Well, man, you made up 5 spots from where you started this 305 feature to a podium finish. You just talk us through that race.
It was just, being patient, just picking your right moves at the right time, and being able to get up through the front. A couple times we got unlucky there, and the caution came out right as we passed a couple cars, and we had to give the spots back. So that's the way a cookie crumbles sometimes. But it was good, clean race for us. We picked our way up to the front there. I had a good run on Joseph, and he did what he had to do and blocked me going into one and took the slider line away from me. So he did good on that part, and congrats to I believe Blake winning the race. Congrats to those guys running good, and it was a good run for us. We'll take it.
Absolutely good run for you here tonight. You got anybody like to thank?
I just want to thank you guys for putting on an awesome broadcast at Coast to Coast, for putting this all on for us. It's always fun to go out there and have a good time. I want to thank Chatham Motorsports, Velocity Race Designs, MSMD, Mike Schick Motorsports Designs, and Northeast Outlaw Motorsports. I want to thank for all the support and help I get from them. I just want to thank all the fans for coming out and watching. I hope we put on a good show for everybody, and hopefully we continue to do that with the 360s and 410s. And I just want to thank everyone who personally comes out and supports me. I know there's people out there watching and cheering me on, and I appreciate you guys supporting me every week.
There you have it, folks. That's your third place driver, Gavin Chatham.
Yeah, doing a great job here. So let's bring up our second place man, Joseph Grandy.
Hey there, Joseph. You got a copy on me?
Yeah, how you doing?
Well, man, it's a good points night for you here in the 518 machine. You get second, and with some couple of your competitors there having a little bit of a rougher night. Just talk us through that race.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't deserve second there. It took the wrong angle there, and took out Cody there, and that's where I kind of wish there were live admins there. I definitely deserved an EOL. Maybe I'll get one next week. But second place, yeah, I had nothing for Chapman in front of me, but held out for second.
Absolutely, you were able to hang in there. You just got anybody like to thank tonight for your outstanding performance in the 305?
Yes, I'd like to thank Catalytic Recovery, West End Towing and Repair, all the guys over at Train on Wheels Racing. Appreciate you guys for doing the broadcast, Coast to Coast, all their sponsors, and all the guys behind the scenes.
There you have it, folks. Your second place driver, Joseph Grandy.
Absolutely. Let's bring up our man here tonight, Extreme E-Speed TV, Victory Lane. Blake, join in the booth. Got a copy?
I got you, Joe.
Well, I tell you what, you was able to hang on out front. Earlier in the race, though, you had to do a little bit of battling to get up there. How was that track and car?
Yeah, I feel like the track changed a lot throughout the night. I feel like I haven't been in these 305s in a while, so I was just trying to get the feel for it. And I was kind of moving around all night long, just seeing where there was grip or there wasn't. And it was a lot of fun out there, and Grandy scared me towards the end there, but he did show me the line, and by that point I was just in protective mode and just happy to come away with the victory.
No doubt about it. Now, that biggest thing, I know you're going into the 360s. What do you think the feeling is between the 305 and the 360 on this track?
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of guys up towards the wall, and that cushion can get dangerous. So it's gonna be interesting, that's for sure.
Just saying, the man that might be able to tame the bottom might be the guy that might be able to pull this one off.
That could be the case. That happened a couple weeks ago when I ran these things. So we'll just have to wait and find out.
Tell you what, you got anybody you want to thank for the good finish here tonight?
Yeah, parents, grandparents, everybody watching and supporting. Got a shout out to the boys down at the Krite Sim racing team and the Can-Am racing team. And of course, a shout out to Galen's Gourmet Popcorn. Head over to their website and use code CART, C-A-R-T, at checkout for 15% off some of their delicious homegrown South Dakota popcorn. And I got to thank you guys for putting this on.
There you go, old Blake Chapman, bringing it home here tonight. Well, folks, don't go anywhere. We got 360s, wing sprints. We'll be right back here in just a few. All right, folks, we're back here. Hometown Heroes here tonight. Coast2Coast Racing League, presented by the Flatline Racing Body. Now we got the 360s. A little bit more power under the hood of this one. So, like I said, with the 305s, not able to do as much of a slide job as you will be able to here. You better kick this rear end out a little bit more. Kind of action we got. Got out there practicing a little bit before we swing it on over to our Flatline Racing Body Heat race number 1. Corey, what do you think we're going to see the main difference between the 305 here and the 360?
Definitely going to be a lot more power out of one of these things. You're going to see maybe more slide jobs be able to be done. And if you make a mistake, you're going to be able to power out of it.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing is we saw, mistake-wise, I'm with you. Be able to power out. And if you lose some momentum, you'll be able to gain it back a lot quicker with these cars.
Absolutely. And going into tonight in the 360 division, you have Spangler points leader. He's 68 points ahead of the tied Jeff Valero and Joseph Grandy.
That is. Little field here starting to help for our 360s as here with the Chapman Racing race show here. The Chapman Racing bring all the action to C2C NASCAR Xfinity Series on Thursday night, so definitely check them out. Live tonight here on the Coast2Coast Racing Network on YouTube, also our network on Facebook, dirtfan.com. You check out everything you need to know about this Coast2Coast Racing League on C2CRL.com. You'll be able to check out the C2C Racing School. Obviously, get to talk about the Steve King Foundation. Look through a lot of our great sponsors. So some of the sponsors, with as short of the heat races they are, doesn't get mentioned, like the Moyer Farm Management, Salty Dog Racing, Gambler Motorsports. Don't have a lot of B mains. Definitely gotta give a shout out to Sweetest Way doing an intermission for us. Young Guns Creation, Drone View. We get enough of the Salty Dog cautions out there. Malcolm Mills replay. Well, later on, we'll get to see hear about the Mission 22, Lucy Olson Green Flag. Name a few of the definitely great sponsors here. Definitely check out c2crl.com. Waiting for them to flip it on over. It looks like here we go. 360 Wing Sprints, heat race number 1. Let's look at the grid. Brian Moore Sr. going to man out front. Blake Chapman starting at second. Joe Moose going to start there in third. Randy Shreves there in fourth. Joseph Grandy fifth. Tyler Wilson starting up there in sixth. Jacob Moose, he's going to be in seventh. Bobby Good is going to be in the 8th place spot. The field here for our heat race number 1.
Absolutely good field once again. 23 signed up. I do believe we lost Gary Taylor. He is disconnected from the server. We'll see if we get him back by the time his heat race rolls around, or by the time the feature rolls around.
Yeah, I hope so. Like we talk about, there is no qualifying. It's all peel draw, which, Corey's mentioned that several times on what that is, but we'll run through it. Basically, it's like a random lotto. They throw the dice up, throw the numbers of the cars, and say, hey, okay, here you go. This is where you're going to start out in your heat race. Sometimes you get a good pick, sometimes you don't. But it makes it interesting because not always the fast guys up front, and they have to work for it. Sometimes they get lucky and starting up there. So I kind of like the peel drawing. It looks like a couple cars did not make the grid. By Brian Moore Sr., Joseph Grandy.
Brian Moore Sr. shown being dropped due to internet connection here. Tough break for him. Was selected to be on the pole for heat race number 1, but internet hits, and as well Joseph Grandy not making the grid. We'll see if he gets back in. See if both of those drivers get back in by the time the feature rolls around.
Got Joe Moose going to take over the top spot. Chapman's going to be right there with him. Had a good run in the last 305s. Randy Shreves, Moose, the brothers, green flag, we're flying. They start out side by side. Let's see if they end up that way. Again, get a little bit more power up underneath here with a 360 wing sprint. They're able to stay side by side. You can already see they're able to control that slide just a little bit more.
Yeah, you definitely are able to see it. The outside lane, 360, able to hang in with the bottom. If this was a 305, Joe Moose would have went on around Blake Chapman already, but Blake Chapman able to hang in there. He's now up to the lead. Now Joe Moose is under pressure from Randy Shreves. Shreves in that yellow, blue, and white car. He's on the outside making a move.
Yeah, and a good one. Then you've also got Tyler Wilson back there lurking in the weeds. He's looking. We'll ride along with him here on this top side wing. Watch that battle. He's got a front row seat to it in front of him with Shreves and Moose there as those two go at it. Meanwhile, Chapman, he is loving what he's seeing. And I know Wilson's probably thinking, okay, guys, make up your mind which way you want to go. I don't want to take this 3 wide yet.
Yeah, definitely don't want to make a mistake and take it 3 wide and cause a wreck. You want to be patient about it. It's only a heat race. You can make up spots in the feature. Still coming to the white flag for Blake Chapman, though. Still side by side. Joe Moose officially scored second that lap by Randy Shreves, trying to power out on the high side. Tyler Wilson, he's looking, though. Shreves now drops down in front of Joe Moose. That's for a second spot. Moose with the block on Tyler Wilson. Give the win to Blake Chapman, Randy Shreves, Joe Moose, and Tyler Wilson, top 4.
Yep. Got Chapman, Shreves, and all. That'll bring us over here to heat race number 2. Let me Langdon Mechanical here. Let's look at the grid real quick. As you got Zach Chapman going to be starting out front. Roger Craig there in second. Jeffrey Barker starting third. Gary Taylor in the fourth. Trent Verstraeten up in the fifth. Cody Graham in sixth. Brandon Dittmer in seventh. Steven Bixler, he's going to be the man there in the 8th place spot. Has a solid start to the night here on the 360 wing sprints. Chapman, Craig, going to be out front. Craig's hoping nobody knocks him out of the sky with a 747. It's good. Good heel draw on this one.
He did good luck at the draw there for Craig, and we do get Gary Taylor back in the server, but just a little too late for him. He will not be able to roll off with the initial green flag field here.
Yeah, but he'll be able to. He should be able to get to the end here. And what's out, Seeker? How you doing? Nice run for Randy. Absolutely, Randy looked strong in that first heat race. Going to kick this off. Heat race number 2 here. The mechanical. Bringing the action to you tonight. Pace truck drops off Chapman, Craig, Barker, Graham, and
Green flag.
that's not
already
what happened back there in the back? Cody Graham just got spun around and
he blanked out, and then Bixler kind of turned
I figured it was going to go. Going to stay green, but unfortunate on his end. But up front, meanwhile, you got Chapman, Roger Craig going to follow second. Jeffrey Barker right there in the third. He tries to throw a slide job. Meanwhile, he's got him straightened up on his top side. Those two are going to go at each other. And that's going to be for the third and fourth place spot. As down low, Barker was straightened up top. And meanwhile, here comes Brandon Dittmer. Remember, he was moving and grooving there in the 305s. He's looking strong here in the 360, trying to make up some ground.
Yeah, and he's looking to sell out automobile. It's for sale for 83 cents. That's his car number as well.
I think we got that thing down to a quarter last week. Yeah.
I think we got it down to a nickel last week.
Yeah. By the time he started, he had all kinds of parts flying off of that thing. And meanwhile, up front, Roger Craig's hanging on to second. Chapman, he's moved away, but he's under fire by Verstraeten, who's going to look to the outside, running that top side cushion, and old Craig pushed up the track, had to get out of the throttle. That's going to make him lose just a little bit, and that's going to bring Barker into the picture. Never mind, him and Craig hard on the wall. Wow. They slammed the wall, and I'm going to tell you what, Roger Craig has just destroyed that car along with, looks like Barker. Unfortunately, they're still going barely. That's going to leave Chapman, Verstraeten, and Dittmer up front as here comes Verstraeten on the backside of Chapman.
It's not enough time for Verstraeten. Chapman picks up the race win here in heat number 2. Verstraeten second, Dittmer third, and Craig. Oh, come on, Craig. You could have made it all the way to the end there. He has a black flag, though. So.
Yeah. All right, well, at least he finished it out here in 5th place, but, man, hard lick for him. Shoot us over here to heat race number 3. Like that, things could change really quick on the dirt side. 60 wing sprints, and we've got our heat race number 3, Venom Racing, out here bringing it to us. Look at the grid. We got Jeff Flero going to start out front. Gavin Chatham right there in second. Kurt Schatzer starting third. Brian Dickens up in fourth. John Krupa starting fifth. Chad Cote there in sixth. Patrick Spangler in the back. And this is a perfect example of what we're talking about as far as the peel draw. We talk about Patrick Spangler is in these wing sprints, but he's way back there in the back. Now, does he have enough time? Sure. Does he have enough power? Absolutely. But can he stay out of trouble? That's the real question.
Yeah, definitely a good start here for Flero. Going to roll off in pole. If Spangler is not able to make up too many spots here in the heat race, it's going to help Flero with the point situation.
Yeah. He's going to love that. He's hoping to stay up front, don't get into trouble, get out of this thing clean and green. Base truck's going to drop off. Got Flero, Chatham, Schatzer, Dickens, Cote, Krupa, Spangler, pace trucks in. Start them off 2x2 here. Knoxville Speedway.
Green flag.
Comes to life. We're roaring here is out front. Flero does get that jump. He wants to get away from his pack as soon as he can. But Chatham in the back and already in a car in a wall. Is that Spangler? Oh, it is. Wow, we just talked about it. And just like that, already in trouble. He has smacked the whole side of that machine. Got it up in the wall. Meanwhile, they're on top of each other up front. Chatham is trying to run down Flero to get around that topside spot.
Chatham coming off of a strong run in the 305s. Now on the high side of Jeff Flero down the front straightaway. It's a drag race. Officially scored as the leader. That was Gavin Chatham, but Flero once again back in front, just edging out there. Down in turn number 3 and 4. Falero with the slider on Gavin Chatham going to go for the crossover. Officially being scored as the leader again that lap. 3 to go, halfway through this one, and it's a dandy.
Yeah, it is. Back and forth slide jobs. Falero, Chatham. As you see, Falero looks like he's having a little bit more problems down on that low side than what Chatham did, as he was able to fly right by him. That brings Dickens into the mix as we're coming across here to get to the white flag one more time out of turn number 4. They're going to have another slide around here. Does Falero or Chapman have anything? Who's going to be able to get this thing?
Last time around this half-mile track, does Brian Dickens have anything for Falero? He's looking. He's going to do the cut down out of turn number 4. Not enough time for either of them. Chatham wins. Falero second. Dickens third. Schatzer fourth. Code 5th, and Krupa 6th. An unfortunate tough break on to make it a lot harder for Spangler here in the feature.
We're going to warm up. We'll be right back here in just a few, folks.
For Lucy Olson, she has her first point. Yeah, Lucy Olson, talented sophomore.
All right, folks, here we go. Feature time here tonight. Bring this Super Dirt Car Series lineup to you. These are the 360 wing sprints. Had some good heat races. Look at the grid right fast as Blake Chapman. Got the Chapman boys up front with Blake and Zach. Chatham. There, real quick. Chapman, Chatham. A lot of chats going on up front. As you noted it. Patrick Spangler threw his name out. Unfortunately, he's got a Be the hard charger here. He's got a lot of places to get up here, a lot of good names in the middle of the field, but going to be tough, I think, to come through it. You'll need help.
Definitely going to be a lot of work cut out for your points leader of Spangler. Good starting spot for Flair to make up some points here. Same with Joseph Grandy. Or, well, not really for Grandy. Grandy is right there in front of Spangler. I don't know what I was talking about there.
Well, you still got a lot of spots to make up. I mean, back in 19, so. I mean, those. I'm not saying that they can't get through the field and make it up there, but make it. It's going to be hard. The way we've seen this place here tonight, the way the track is, the way the car is, how hard it is to be able to pass. I mean, they're going to need some help. You've seen that happen too. Now, obviously, the help that they don't want to have is getting involved in a one of those salty dog cautions.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully we don't see any salty dog cautions in the 360 division here. It's always nice if we go green for you, the viewers, and for us up here in the booth, and for the drivers down on the racetrack. No chance at an injury.
Oh, no. Brooks about to duck off here. Go. Chapman and Chapman up front. Thinking Zach. Two going to be on the front row with Chad Ham there in third, Street fourth, Creighton starting fifth. National Sprint Car Hall of Fame, because that's what Raceway is. Well, I say it's kind of the home of the sprint cars. I'm not. Yes, it is pretty much where the sprint cars started. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong on that. I know the Hall of Fame's here.
Not sure it's where sprint cars started. I mean, I know Indianapolis Speedway, that's where they ran the open wheels, and then those kind of got a wing on top of them, and it's kind of where a sprint car formed up, but definitely home of modern day sprint car racing here at Knoxville. And look at this, already on battle. Almost 3 wide. We are 3 wide for the lead. Chatham on the bottom.
Ooh, contact.
Down in the middle. Chapman in the middle. We got Chapman, and Chatham.
Yeah, that's a mouthful to say real quick, but like you said up front, I mean, I don't know where to look, because look at this field. You've got them 2 by 2, almost 3 wide, 2 throughout the field, and again, Zach up front, along with Randy Shreves making his way through the field too, but man, they are just clustered. The for sale machine, he's up there. He's about to have some used parts for sale. That's Dittmer. As, yeah, salty dog caution, and yeah, the for sale machine again went from 83 cents to about a nickel. Yeah, he got all kinds of tore up, and one of the cars lost a wheel. That Brian Dickens. Watch one more time. Is he in this? Whoever it was in a green machine. They lost a wheel.
Even Bixler.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, he just likes flipping. What's Cote?
No, it was Bixler. I'm looking at it right now, Jeff.
Cote was involved also. A bunch of
it was Bixler losing the wheel.
A lot of cars were involved. Watching here with Cote, let's see what happened here. He was actually way off of it. Oh, he was the first one to get contact. He was able to keep going. Okay. Hell, Brian Dittmer upside down in it. Whew. So just chaos. Only way we could put it on that one. Chaos. you saw right there, Dittmer just had that thing bouncing off the wall. Here we go, back green, pace trucks in. Chapman and Chapman, Zach and Blake, Shreves up front. Green flag, you see old Zach, he's going to get that jump off of him. Laro's right there with him. Chatham straighten. They're going to go side by side. 3 wide again. Everybody's stacked up here.
Absolutely, a lot of stacking up. 2 wide, 3 wide action all the way throughout the field. Look at this. Chapman under pressure now from the other Chapman. That's Blake Chapman. Don't believe they ain't related, no.
3 wide for the lead. Oh, caution. Bob the Good. Malcolm Mills replay. See what happened on Bobby Good here. Back there minding his own business. Oh, got in the back of Roger Craig a little bit. Got it sideways and then just right into the wall. And then he hit the wall so hard he disappeared, went over it. And he's in the grandstand somewhere. I'm going to go find Bobby Good.
I always wanted to say, out of the park goes Bob the Good. Well, not specifically Bob the Good, but sorry, Bob.
Yeah, home run.
You were the first one of the season to go officially over the wall.
Yeah. It'd be wild if iRacing could make it to where they would go over the wall. You see the track or something.
Oh, look at that car before he gets a quick fix here after a tow. He's missing the right front tire. The top wing is completely gone. And I don't recall ever seeing the hood of a sprint car missing on iRacing.
Yeah, they'll fall off every once in a while. Really, it's just not as common. Like, it's crazy. The wheels just off of it. I mean, hey, looks almost like they're tearing it down for some tech reporting on it or something back there in the pit road. Poor guy.
And the front wing is somehow on it still. I don't know how that occurred.
Tough one. 5. Here we go. We're going to get set to go back green flag. Off on the pace truck. Hometown heroes here tonight. Knoxville. These 360 wing sprints. Got 16 to go here. Zach Chapman's going to lead them. Blake Chapman there in second. Randy Shreves third. Jeff Flair fourth. Gavin Chatham, he's fallen back to fifth, so he's lost a couple spots. Patrick Spangler has moved up 9. He's up to 12, so he's had a little help. Pace trucks in. 2 by 2, leading it here out of 4 to the green flag. Green flag flies. Zach Chapman gets a jump. Blake gets back in line. Shreves is going to see if he can't go to the inside. Everybody's kind of maintaining single file. There's a little bit of side-by-side action going on in the back.
Absolutely trying to stay patient here up at the front. You got the first battle side by side. That's for the lead. Shreves on the inside of Zach Chapman. He'll pull the slider. He has it clear, and look at this. 3 wide once again. Shreves up top. Chapman on the bottom.
Wow, and all contact up front. They sandwiched him on the outside, and Shreves is going to be the man, and that's going to bring out a big one, like you said. Ooh, that's going to be Schatzer. Spangler involved. We talked about coming to the field. Let's go to Salty Dog Caution and Malcolm Mills replay. Schatzer right there just saw it and nothing he could do. Just got hit on the inside, and Spangler just got hooked with the tire upside down. That front wing didn't survive. But man, we talked about what it takes to come through the field. Not only, some luck and some things going your way, but the bad thing about being back in the back of the pack, you know this a lot, is you can get into trouble real easily.
Absolutely. I mean, Spangler was back there in 10th spot and just long chain reaction getting involved as the points leader. That's not what you need happening. He's got the floppy wheel and not able to turn that car to the right. He's going to have some problems getting to the pit box that he needs to get to. Look at this struggle.
What's up, Jeffrey? How you doing out there, man? Jeff Miller. Y'all guys doing good? Y'all racing tonight, man? Top Hat Comics. Wednesday night out there. What's going on, Warren? Is that the real Gary Taylor? Well, I don't know if it's a fake one or not. But I'm going to say that that's probably real. I mean, what do you mean by real? Let me ask it that way. Is it they're like another Gary Taylor that is like a famous race car driver, actor, or just general? Real kind of leaves that broad range there. But as far as him being a real person, absolutely.
His name's Gary Taylor, and he's a real person, so he's a real Gary Taylor, at least to an extent.
Give you a real shiny picture of Abraham Lincoln. Hey, Craig Piper. Hey, but what are you talking about, Craig? I don't know what he's referring to. I didn't catch the. It had to be for one of the wrecks out there. Here we go, single file restart, pace trucks in. The good hometown heroes. You see, man, passionate fans out there. Gotta love it. Root for your favorite drivers. Green flag. Chapman's out front. Ferrero's going to be there in second. Zach Chapman starting in third. We go about mid-pack right here around 9th, 10th place spot. Jacob Moose, Randy Shreves, and you see Jacob Moose up on the top side. Shreves still going to be right there in front of him.
Flero contact with Blake Chapman. Oh my.
Up front, battling. I was looking in the back. Up front, battling. And we got Flero up front. He's going to get split, kind of making a sandwich.
Chapman sandwich right there for Flero. Zach Chapman on the bottom. Blake Chapman now to the middle. Zach up top. Flero down low. Look at this battle going on for the lead. We've had 3 wide action for the lead a few times tonight here in the 360 division. Good racing so far, halfway through this one.
Don't want to mess up front. Flero, Chapman frustrating right there. Zach Chapman, and again got up into that wall just a little bit and killed his momentum. That put old Randy Shreves up on his back end. And meanwhile, who's going to take this lead up here? You got Verstraeten now up there up front.
Verstraeten coming up through the field. We got a car in the inside wall. Hard Salty Dog caution is out, and that was a hard hurt.
See what happened to him here on the Malcolm Mills replay. There, Bobby Good. Oh, the Good came down, and man, he hit that inside wall, and then got tumbled. And you wanted to see the hood come off. There you go. The whole car came apart.
The only thing left on that thing are the 4 tires, and they ain't even in good shape.
Yeah. I go check see if the driver's still in the seat, because like you said, I mean, every bit of that thing came apart.
Wow. And that was Brian Moore Sr. he got into, the yellow car.
Lero, Brayton, Chapman, Chatham, then Chapman again.
Chapman. Oh boy. Say that 3 times quick there, Jason.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna tell you, that's a mouthful. And Greg out there said, New Penny. Oh, Abraham Lincoln, New Penny. Okay. What that?
I still don't know what he's trying to get at.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I know is that there Dawson had earlier. Blair over Straighten, Chatham, Chapman again. Top 5. These are the 360 wing sprints here for the hometown hero. Solid runner so far. We might go single file.
Absolutely. The rule is anything after 10 laps to go, they go single file. Or if they aren't to the 10 to go and they're on a 3rd yellow, they go single file anyways.
Oh, yeah. And plus, if there's a caution and they don't make a lap, they sometimes go single file. Not always, but most of the time they do. Here we go. You're right on the last one here, single file. So let's see if Jeff Lero will get out front. He does. That means they're going to put the 2 guys back here of Verstraeten, Chatham, Chapman, and Chatham, and Chapman. There you go.
We're going to get it right one of these
That's
times.
a tongue tie, tongue twister there. Battle for the lead, though. Verstraeten's trying to see if he can't get up there, and Flaro is flirting with that wall.
Is Flaro not as quite as brave as Verstraeten running that outside wall? Verstraeten a little bit of a momentum. He'll look to the inside now. They run over a wing there. Did you see that wing on the front stretch? Up on Verstraeten up in the wall. He'll lose the top wing. That ain't, and it pops right back on.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you what, disappearing, reappearing. He's got Houdini style going on up front, but it's a battle for second. Right now, Flaro's hanging on for dear life, trying to hold on to that lead. Verstraeten's trying to see what he can do on the inside. You got Chatham right there with him. Chapman, he's right behind him. Who's going to win this thing? I think any one of these 5 machines can pull it off.
Absolutely, it is a good battle. 5 cars all right there. Any 5 of them could win. Look at Chatham up on that cushion, utilizing the momentum. He gets a run on Verstraeten, has to get out of the throttle. Verstraeten now with the slider on Flaro, coming out turn number 4. Flaro with the cross check back down in turn number 1. 2 to go this time by. Oh my.
Yeah, 2 to go. Like you said, we're going to get to the white flag here. Verstraeten right there behind him, but he's got Flaro in the inside. As look at Trent, man, puts the slide job move on him. Can Flaro fire back to the inside? Here comes Chatham on the outside. Flaro takes the lead. White flag in the air. And they come out of turn number 4, 3 and 4. Final time. Flaro, Verstraeten in the wall. It's going to limit to Flaro. He's going to hang on. Man, and Shreves is going to pull off 3rd place. What a finish to these 360s.
Wow, good racing. Look at Kodak finishing in 6th, and Brian Moore Sr. 22nd to 5th. He
Nice.
should be your hard charger there. Up 17 spots.
Looks like it's
Yes,
17 spots for Brian Moore Sr., though.
Wow.
Woo, boy, he made up some heavy spots here tonight. Good move, man, for him, like you said, on the hard charger, but we'll wait and get a word in with some of these. Flaro pulling this thing off. Straighten right there in 2nd. Shreves moving it up in the 3rd. What a race with the 360s. We'll swing this thing over here shortly to the 410s, and then we got some car tours here tonight. Man. All righty, let's bring up our winner here, Jeff Flaro. Jeff, Joy in the boot. Jeff, Joy in the boot. Got a copy? Had his mic off. He must be in shock. See, give him a second here. Jeff, Joy in the booth, got a copy? Trying to soak it all in.
Trying to park here on Victory Lane.
Yeah. We'll put him in there and see if he wait and see if he jumps it off and see if maybe the other 2 jump up here. Bring up Randy Shreves up here. Let's get a word with him.
Hey, Randy, you got a copy on me?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Well, man, wild finish there. You were able to sneak your way up into the podium spot. Just talk us through that.
I don't know. It was definitely a disappointing race. Had to lead a couple times there. Then caution come out, and then I don't know. We got a few more laps in, got the lead again, and just got straight doored, and definitely not happy about that. Dropped back a few positions, and luckily a couple guys crashed there at the end, and that's how I got on the podium.
Well, a little bit of luck at the draw has to come back your way once in a while. You got anybody like to thank tonight, though, for your outstanding performance?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Definitely want to thank my team, LDR Motorsports, Alex Bergeron over at ABR Setup Shop, Coulter West at Redline Design Company, One West Foundation, Wraps and Stitches, KSB Builders, Finish Line Repair, Coast to Coast putting on this awesome league. You guys up there in the booth for broadcasting, and everybody for watching, and my buddy Wood that's out there watching me, rooting me on. I can't appreciate him enough for watching me and showing me some support.
There you have it, folks. Your 3rd place driver, Randy Shreves.
That's it, man. Let's bring up old Verstraeten up here. Let's get a word with him.
Coming to the checkered.
Hey, Trent, you got a copy on me?
Yes, I do.
Well, man, you're able to hang into 2nd. Had a quick car up on that high side. Just talk us through it.
Yeah, so those last 4 laps, I was just talking to Jeff. That's probably the most fun I've had on iRacing. That was just like a really good battle. And yeah, I don't know, I was just kind of going all over. Realized the inside was good earlier on when Jeff went down there, so I kind of followed him. That's how I got up there. And then, yeah, just kind of battled it out there for a bit. And then Jeff got that run on the inside. Wasn't expecting that on the last lap. And then caught the wall in 3 and 4. So didn't have a chance to really fight him for it.
Absolutely. Still a good finish for you in that 88 car. Second place on the night in the 360s. You got anybody you like to thank tonight?
No, not really. Just you guys for broadcasting and Roger and everyone behind the scenes at Coast to Coast for putting the league on.
All right, there you have it, folks. Your second place driver, Trent Verstraeten.
Absolutely. Let's bring up Jeff Flero here, winner tonight. Jeff, join the Blue Sky Cup. Still in shock.
Yeah.
Jeff, I tell you what, up here at the Extreme E-Speed TV Victory Lane, you pulled that thing off, but you had to work for it.
I did. I had some luck my way, though. I didn't pass my way all the way up. I just got lucky and got some stuff. But when I got close, yeah.
Hey, I tell you what, man, sometimes better be lucky than anything. And, hey, you put it up front, was able to put it in Victory Lane. How was the track feeling for you in that 360?
Oh, I still had some at the top. I was still chasing some up there, yeah. But at the end, when I got past, I knew that I had to go to the bottom.
Well,
and
look,
I didn't think I was going to have a chance. I think Trent had it, and he slipped up the track more than he wanted to, and it opened the door for me.
There you go. I mean, you did an outstanding job to hold on to it, bring it home, Victory Lane. You got anybody you want to thank for the win?
Yeah, I'm glad that Patrick finished back this time, and I finished up because it was a tough 305 race for me with the wing half back. I never usually put the wing back very much at all. And driving with it halfway back, that's why I kept running to the pits.
Well, I tell you what, you was able to put in Victory Lane again. Congratulations on that win in the 360s.
Yep, thank you. Thank the wife, you guys, Roger, his team, Weekend Speedway, and hopefully I can double up in the 410 with some luck.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Hey, man, I tell you what, there you go. Good old Jeff Flero, man. Good guy. But we got our 410 wing sprints. Don't go anywhere, folks. All right, folks, here we go. We got the 410 wing sprints here, and been an awesome night here at Hometown Heroes with these wing sprints here. Started out with the 305, 360s. Now we're the big boys, 410s, and we're going to have a flatline racing body heat race 1. Look at the grid. Jeffrey Barker out front. Chad Cote in second. Gavin Chadham right there in third. Tyler Wilson in fourth. Stephen Spees fifth. Brian Moore Sr. in sixth. And Brandon Dittmer, he's going to start the 7th place spot.
So good field. 20 cars entered in here tonight in the 410s. Been over 20. Been at 20 or over 20 all night long here on the week number 8.
Good fields.
Absolutely.
And some good racing tonight. I mean, it's been some really action-packed, side by side, really not knowing who's going to pull these things off until the end.
Absolutely. It's been a wild one. Tyler Wilson, he'll receive an EOL here. It's for being at fault for a wreck back on week 2, so that's carrying over all the way over to week 8. He just has not showed up since week 2. Serve his little penalty of an end of the line. Still gonna leave Jeffrey Barker on the pole, Chad Cote in second, Gavin Chatham third, and now moves Brian Moore Sr. He'll start 4th.
Absolutely. Barker, Cote, Moore, Chatham. Side by side racing here. Heat race 1.
And no relation to Bob Barker there for Jeffrey Barker. Well, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, what if he is? He could win him a new car. Good out there in that car, though. That paint scheme looking good for Jeffrey Barker. Gonna lead this field heat race number 1 underway for the 410 sprint cars. Barker on the inside, Cote up top. Cote with the momentum. He'll swing out in front of him. He'll take over the lead. Good little gap, couple car lengths back.
I got a chuckle, man. You sound like you're about, man, to sling out, man, an auction here in a second. Never mind. We might have an auction for some virtual parts here. You're going to get your chance because, man, hard lick that took out Dittmer, Brian Moore Sr., Chadham. Meanwhile, Cote's going to stay up front, but, man, that was a hard lick.
Yes, it was, and Dittmer was running that for sale car in the 360. The 410 not for sale, but it might be now to pay for the parts that he just lost on that automobile. Oh, boy. Cote still out front ahead of Jeffrey Barker. Gonna see 2 to go this time by for Cote up at the front. Cote running strong, running that middle groove right below where the marbles are, right where you want to put the right rear tire on.
Kind of crazy. It looks like they got a little bit more control, even though they got a lot more power, these 410s. Again, you can control this car a little bit more, obviously control with your throttle, but it looks like right now they're a lot more controlled than what they were with the 305 360s.
Yeah, that has to do with the factor of the track not being as slick quite yet. Cote with the win, Barker second, Wilson third, and Stephen Spees will get 4th. Wilson!
You gotta say Wilson. Yeah, it's a Wilson ball.
Oh, boy.
That was a good race, though. We'll see how it pans out here as we go to heat race number 2, Langdon Mechanical. Look at the grid. We got Blake Chapman going to be out front in this one. Cody Graham starting in second. Zach Chapman there in third. Jeff Flero 4th. Randy Shreve starting 5th. Gary Taylor 6th. And Joseph Grandy starting in the 7th place spot.
Now, Cody Graham coming into tonight's event in the 410 division, 11 points behind points leader Patrick Spangler. We'll see Spangler in a future heat race here. So Chapman, Graham, Chapman. Way too many hams or mans or hams. A lot of them out here tonight. There we go, Blake Chapman on the loud pedal. Cody Graham, a little bit better of a start. He'll pull out ahead of Blake Chapman. Blake, a little bit of a problem on the bottom, not able to get the speed up. Flairo gets around Blake. Blake now falls back to third. Randy Shreves to fourth. Battles on back
Flairo's been a man on a charge, and I know, oh boy, I tell you what, Randy Shreves almost got up there and got to the back end of Flairo. You got Graham there on the outside. Meanwhile, big battle happened for third and fourth. You got Chatham. That's Blake and Zach Chatham, those two guys. Fourth and fifth.
Chapman. You said Chatham. Cody Graham out front here in the second heat race for the 410 division. He's got a good gap back to Jeff Flairo. Flairo trying to make some momentum up. He'll dive down to the inside, down in turn number 3. Here comes Flairo working, trying to get around Graham. Graham gonna officially lead that lap. Flairo down low. He gets a little bit sideways, hits the slick, not able to keep the momentum up down there. Here comes Randy Shreves now trying to make up speed on Flairo. White flag in the air for Cody Graham out front. Last time around this half mile and heat race number 2. Can Flairo get to him? Flairo on the charge on the bottom, just not enough grip. Not going to make it happen. Cody Graham with the win. Flairo second. Officially Randy Shreves third and Blake Chapman in fourth.
All right, Graham, Flairo, Shreves, man, top 3. Chapman right there. Like I said, we're going to swing this thing over. Heat race number 3. That's going to be Venom Racing here out front. And we'll look at the grid right fast. Bob DeGood's been out front. Stephen Bixler there in second. Jeffrey Kemper third. John Krupa up there in fourth. Roger Craig fifth. And Patrick Spangler going to be the man there in sixth.
So Spangler, your points leader once again, not having the best luck of the draw for a heat race starting spot. Yeah, this is heat race 6.
Let's make sure. Right one.
Yeah, so Spangler not quite the best luck of the draw in the 360 or the 410 starting at the back of his heat race. See if he can have better luck though. Remember he got wrecked in his heat race in the 360 division. See if he can get up through the field here in the 410 to get a better starting spot for the feature event.
Good. Bixler, Kemper, Krupa, Craig, Spangler.
Does the good have that Napa know-how power inside of him to get it done here? 6 laps the distance. Everybody moves on no matter what. It's like a little bit of mind games going on there with pacing the field. We see the green flag in the air. Here we go. Bob DeGood on the loud pedal. A lot better start than Steven Bixler. Bixler, he'll fall in the clutches of Jeffrey Kemper. Kemper, a little bit of blanking out there, so he'll fall back to third. Look at Krupa on the inside. He has the same kind of paint scheme as Cody Graham did in the last heat race. Does that give him the power to make up spots in this one? No, it doesn't. He'll get loose and, oh my.
Very good flying. Now he's wingless. He went up into the wall. Just not the night he wanted. Meanwhile, it's going to put the big battle happening back here around third, fourth. Spangler on the move. This time's looking strong. He's trying to see if he can't get to second place. He's back there in the fourth place spot. Going to go on the inside. Bixler, Kemper, Spangler. You got the good back here with him. Uh-oh. Contact. Well, that was close.
Yeah, Kemper came down the track.
Craig, did you see that?
Oh, poor Craig. Spangler trying to make up extra spots. Every spot is another 3 spots in the feature, so the more you can gain in a heat race, the better off you are for the feature. You see Spangler Hill work on the bottom of Kemper, coming to the white flag. Contact.
Boom!
That helps.
In the wall. That was Krupa, man, and he actually Steven Bixler into the wall upside down. He just got popped in the back there and just got slung in the wall, but it's going to be Bob DeGood hanging on to this thing. And Patrick Spangler been able to rumble up to second. Kemper there in third, but a hard lick for Bixler. What a heat race, man. I tell you what, Corey, that was a lick. That's to swing us over here to the warm-up right fast before we get to our feature tonight. But so far, it's been a good one here at the Hometown Heroes. Out front, Bob the Good there winning it. And we'll go see. Probably racing to catch up here a little bit. Yep. We'll be right back here in just a few, folks.
For Lucy Olson, she has her first point. Yeah, Lucy Olson, talented sophomore.
All right, folks, here we go. We got feature time here. 410 wing sprints. Want to be, man, a good one. We've seen some outstanding racing so far. Help Spangler out there says he needs a new guy, man, to pull his number on the pill draws because he started last every sprint race so far tonight. Now, he's not look too bad here, starting in 6th here for the 410 wing sprints. So let's look at the grid real quick here. Super Dirt Car Series. Chad Cote is going to be the man out front. Oh, Joseph Grandy, though, is going to get the bad one out there in the back. Wow. Thing is, though, they got all the power they need to get through the field.
Absolutely. They definitely can get the power down in one of these 410 beasts out here. And, you know, Cody Graham coming in 11 points behind Patrick Spangler on week number 8 for the 410s. With 3 more after tonight. He's going to need a strong finish to keep in touch with Patrick Spangler in the points. Not to mention Joseph Grandy not too far back as well, so he'll have his work cut out to maintain the close gap to both Cody Graham, he's 4 points behind, and then add on the 11, so that's 15 points behind points leader Spangler for Joseph Garandy, who starts shotgun on the field here. Seen Brian Moore Sr. move up 17 spots in the 360s. So can Grandy move up a bunch of spots here in the 410? Here we go. Cody.
All right.
Gonna be in control here. Pace truck lights are off. Last dirt race for the night. Then we'll swing on over to the late model stock cars. We'll meet them down in your neck of the woods in Hickory.
Hang on, we're not going green. Not going green.
All right, here we go. Graham Cote out front. Gonna start this one.
They're gonna extend the caution lap here, so we'll give them another one. Pace lap.
Oh, they gonna extend it? Okay. Just need a little lineup time here.
We're waiting on Randy Shreves to reconnect. He unfortunately dropped connection there. But the lights are now off on the pace truck, so we'll be sending them off into the green flag. Nighttime racing at the Sprint Car Hall of Fame location, Knoxville Raceway, Knoxville, Iowa.
Absolutely. Pace truck's in, green flag's about to fly. Cote almost got a jump on the start there. Graham gets along with him. They're side by side, and the leaders already. Oh, that was close to being a wreck.
Absolutely, a little bit of wheel-to-wheel action between Graham and Cody. Graham back down on the bottom. He'll try to lead lap number 1, and he officially is scored your leader there for lap 1, Cody Graham. And Cody back on the high side, battling back for the race lead. The fireworks are still flying. Billy Bob didn't let off on the firecracker.
Oh, he's having fun in the infield. He got fireworks on the track. Spangler up to third. Look at him. Rumbling, yellow flag out. Uh-oh, big one in the back here.
Oh,
Jeffrey Kemper going to be involved in this one. Salty Dog calls. Let's look at the Malcolm Mills replay. Must have got distracted by the pretty lights going off. And no, he got tagged with the push bar from there. He just didn't know how in the Napa know-how machine. And somebody's going to need some tools from Napa after that one. Wow. Big crash, but up front, them guys, man, are definitely getting it done.
Absolutely, Cody still being scored your race leader after 3 laps in the books here. Remember, if we get to 3 cautions before we get to 10 to go, they will go single file, but they will line them up double file on this one.
So far, it's been a good night of action-packed racing here for the hometown heroes here, Coast2Coast Racing League. Give a good shout at those guys out there to make it all happen. Roger Craig, Preston Cradmer. We don't hear much from old Preston out here. He's behind-the-scenes type of guy. Got several other ones out here that get it done. Got to appreciate these guys letting us come up here at OSR Network, online simracingnetwork.com. Your home for fun and exciting sim racing. Bringing us some action here on the Coast2Coast Racing Network out on YouTube. Definitely hit those likes and shares, and over on OSR Network on Facebook and dirtfan.com. As Jeffrey Miller out there said, it's red donut time, and if you're in the Lexington, North Carolina area, and if you don't know anything, you got to go by red donut. I mean, I get fatter thinking about it.
Oh,
listen. That's my kryptonite.
Yeah, not to
and while
mention
you're there, you can go on like two stores down and go to Top Hat Comics, get some comics. He's got sim racing there too, and get some models, and back, relax, and have a good talk. They should all be up there tonight too. Wednesday night they have their big sim racing meet up there. Been up there a couple times, but we got some great sim racing going on here at the Coast to Coast Racing Network here tonight. Hometown Heroes. It has been exciting as Pace Truck's in. We're going to finish off these 410 wing sprints. Chad Cote says, I'm getting out of Dodge, and he does, hammers it out, because those guys behind him are going to go too wide all the way back through the field.
Look at this Spangler trying to keep that points lead cushion. He'll get around the guy that he's battling in the points for, Cody Graham. Cody Graham coming in tonight, 11 points back. They are going to go side by side, switching crossovers back and forth. And that's going to end short as we got a solid dog caution on the track. Oh, Grandy with no wing.
Gary Taylor. You're looking at Malcolm Mills replay. What happened? He'll say you're about to crack out and start selling something on the track. It's crazy. Good one, man. It's a good one. Oh, yeah. 2 cars upside down. One loses a wing. The other one stays kind of intact. Oh, boy. We've seen a lot of cars tonight get destroyed.
This we have. We had a car go out of the field here, out of the ballpark. And that was Bob DeGood earlier in the 360 division. First time that's happened all season long, so good running the streak for that, at least.
Solid race. Good running so far between them. So, Patrick Spangler might make up for all the bad starts he's had tonight. Every heat race he's had the pill draw. He's had to start in the back. Some have been not so good, and he finally broke through with the 410s and had a pretty good finish. Right now, he's on the heels there of our leader, Chad Cote. Let's see if he maybe can pull and salvage something out of these wing sprints here tonight. But, Corey, it has been exciting racing here at Hometown Heroes. I've been a part of the Hometown Heroes since it started. And, the way there for just a little bit. But remember when it started, it has been a great addition here to the Coast to Coast Racing League. You can see everything you need to see at c2crl.com, and glad to be back. It's just a fun night of racing. We get out here, we watch these guys, man, have a thrill. We get to go through all the wing sprints, and then we get to go to some asphalt racing. So we get kind of split it up just a little bit.
Yeah, definitely get a little bit of variety here. Pace truck lights are off. Chad Cote gonna have control over Patrick Spangler, and Cote trying to look for his first win here in the 410 sprint car. Same with Cody Graham. Patrick Spangler trying to look for win number 2 on the season. Here we go. Cote gets out of the Dodge real quick. It's gonna leave Graham. Spangler to battle at it. Spangler now pulls away from Graham. Here comes Stefan Spees. He's strong in the late model. He's showing the strength now in the sprint car as well.
Yeah, but you got your hard charger back here in 7. Dittmer up 9 spots. Old Speeds, like you said, he's up 7. He's showing some muscle up front here. Here's Flero. He's been up front all night long. Cote's just trying to get away because he knows if Spangler gets on his back cush bar, it could be lights out here in the 410s. And the more he keeps him back there, the more the time winds off. 13 to go. They're single file. Meanwhile, though, Flero into the wall. Contact. Yeah, him and Speeds just got hooked. That's going to throw the Salty Dog caution, but let's go on the Malcolm Mills replay. Watch it one more time, and we've seen it all night long, Corey. Just that wall, and then they get hooked with tires. Looks like a slide job from Flero. He thought he was clear. Got up there. Just came together. You can't do that in these cars or these wing 360s or 410 wing sprints. Oh, yeah, Speed's got in the wall. He came down a little bit. Nowhere to go. Flero was there. Then from there was a tumble. These are open wheel machines. You know that. I know that. And it's just like getting in an Indy car. Yeah, you might be able to scrub a little bit on the tires. We see it in maybe Grand Prix, F1 sometimes. But you're not going to be up there and just get up there and kind of slap each other really hard. Usually it ends up being bad. Or don't turn it into a good time.
No, you can't quite hit each other on the side as much as you can in a late model or even the modifieds out there, whether it be
street
big
stocks are
block
probably
or
the biggest ones to get out there and kind of door back. Really, all that is just a stock car on dirt.
yeah, even the street stocks, the tires kind of, well, at least on iRacing, and they stick out a little bit further than a lot of your normal street stocks out there in the real world. So definitely the late model is the best one to rub some doors and
The thing about
fenders.
street stocks is they're not as fast as late.
Nah.
So that might help out even when you do get side by side. It's not as catastrophic as flying around here, 9 million miles. And just give y'all an update. Corey will be going live on the page, auctions, starting on the weekends, practicing.
Oh boy.
He doesn't got a good voice for it. Green flag back at it again. Hey, you got to give him a hard time. Cote out front here. Spangler, he got a better start that time. Cote's up front. Meanwhile, though, I tell you what, Cote wants to see Graham get up there and battle with Spangler and get him off his back end.
As he does. It's Graham catching up to Patrick Spangler. He's right there. If Spangler makes a slight mistake, he'll be on top of him. Graham now gonna look through the middle. Not enough grip right there. Still all up top on the cushion around this half-mile track, and we got a Saudi dog caution. Who is it? It is Gary Taylor.
Malcolm Mills replay. See what happened to him. Back here in the back. Taylor and got up into the wall, and he tried to find him a new way around the track. Not going to work. Going to get up there, and then he's doing some barrel rolls. Fall off, and he's upside down. Nope.
Both top wings gone. And he's still upside down. Has not gotten the tow truck to come out there and rescue him.
Ugh. They need to get a little like truck that runs out on the track, picks up the car, and takes.
Well, I mean, you got the tow truck sitting right there, and he hasn't moved yet. There we go.
Needs to run out. That'd be cool, man, to see on that. Oop, run right back in.
Now, would that be like the pace car where you can drive through the tow truck, or can we hit the tow truck?
Sure. Might as well. Nothing else you can get on the track. He's got it. I'm still waiting for him to do the virtual pit cruise on so we can see it on the broadcast. I don't know if you're driving, you can see them, but that will be cool the day that they're able to implement that in. But I think the only reason they don't is because once they do that, you're going to have a heck of a computer and a heck of a graphics card to be able to run. You got 40 drivers out there coming on pit road. You imagine all that animation going on. So.
Yeah, I mean, like you figure what, like 7 pit crew members per car times 40.
A lot of animation going on the pit road. So you're and just in all fairness, iRacing is a online community, so they got to cater to. I mean, sure, there's a lot of guys got high-end equipment, but you got to cater to some guys that might have several years old machines and stuff like that. So all kinds of different settings. If you're new to iRacing or new to online sim racing, if anything, you know how that goes. But back green flag, Cote out front. Spangler gets a good jump this time, but let him get too far ahead. And we talk about this a lot here, Corey. Remember, a guy gets out front, dominates for a while, several cautions come out, and then that track starts changing so much he loses his momentum, and the next thing you know, he's got that second place car, man, right there up on his back end.
And you see Spangler trying to do the slider line. Spangler a little bit squiggly there, had to get out of the throttle. He'll lose a little bit of time to Cote. That allows Graham to close in. Graham trying to stay within reaches of Spangler in case there was a mistake made, and never mind, we're going to have the solid dog caution.
Bees, uh-oh. Little Malcolm Mills replays back here battling with someone, and then he gets into the cushion and the wall. Yeah, that wall and that cushion is just not playing nice here tonight. And, we talk so much about the 410 wing sprint you can drive out of a lot. You're not going to drive out of once that wall grabs you out of it too much.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen it, but Speed's on the two wheels kind of stood up on the right side for a good while there.
Like when they do wheelies.
It was
something you don't see too much now. You know, when these things came out, you saw they were able to do wheelies a lot. Now it's like they don't do a lot of wheelies anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know what they did. Maybe they changed did they change changed how the dirt surface is or something? But yeah, used to when it come out, man, these guys are easy. They'd hit that throttle hard, especially in the 410. Hit that throttle hard, it lifted up in the air. Now even when they hit the throttle hard, it's like it just bends the tires, but really bite in.
Yeah, I'm not sure on what happened with that.
I mean, I always thought it was cool. I was like, check it out, man, doing a wheelie.
I mean, even in real life, they don't really pop a wheelie as much as they used to.
No, and it could be, tire compound, obviously, the track, stuff like that. You come into play, setup, come into play, et cetera. But meanwhile, we're back green, Cote out front. Didn't get the start again, but boy, he likes that. Spangler pops the backside of that tire on the wall. Graham's right there, keeping him honest. Meanwhile, you got Dittmer hanging on the fourth. He's trying to see if he can't get up here and get something done. And a big one in the back, though. We got cars everywhere. Jeffrey Kemper, he's upside down. Roger Craig's involved. It's going to Malcolm Mills replay. Kemper is blinking like crazy on that exchange. Oh, car got in the wall, then Kemper got there, and then Craig nowhere to go. And we got wings and cars flying and upside down. Caution. You can see right there watching, these guys are stopped. You'll see them when they're taking off. You see, hits the gas, and it's just like tires just take off spinning. Some of that could be, like I say, tire compound, track, obviously gear. Being dirt uses a very low style gear. I'm going to say they're in the 400 gears. I wouldn't think that dirt would run any like 373, 355
480.
Low side of the gear would be I would be, like I say, I'd been shocked if I would have seen a 373 gear out here, or maybe in a 410. I'm with you, like you said, 4.8s, maybe 5 sometimes. So really low. And if you're new and don't know much about cars rear ends, you're probably like, Joe, what do you mean low? That's a high number. Low gear means high number. High gear means low number. In gearing, that is. And the major difference, without getting too technical, is the higher the number of the gear or the lower the gear, the more takeoff speed you will get, but you also lose top end. So the higher the number, or the lower the number, the higher the gear, you'll get more top end, less takeoff. So that, without getting too technical into all the other stuff, that's kind of how it. Green flag. Cote, boy, I tell you what, Spangler got a good jump that time.
Yes, it did. Spangler able to be closer to Chad Cote. Now he'll look to the bottom. Look at this. Look for the slider from Patrick Spangler. He gets it done. And
this is what we talk about.
Leader.
This is what we talk about, Corey. These cautions finally catch up to the leader out there dominating, but then he just loses that momentum, so to speak, that he has. And what he was doing, and Spangler has been chomping at the bit to get up there, and he finally got around the top 3. We got to go back to about 7th place spot. We get some 2x2 action.
Absolutely. You got Jeffrey Barker there, Blake Chapman, Brandon Dittmer right in front of them. And look at Brian Moore Sr. once again in the top 5. He's up 8 spots. Dittmer, he's made up 10 since the start of this race.
Start calling him the Yellow Submarine. He's always loving that yellow machine.
I like it. I like the paint.
Right.
Looks good.
Just definitely see it. Stands out.
Looks like a official sprint car.
That's it. Oh, but he bangs the wall a little bit. That's going to make him lose his momentum. That's going to open the door up there for Dittmer on the inside of him for a moment. Meanwhile, Spangler out front. He's hoping to put this thing in the bag and kind of chalk it up, at least with a bad night, make it end with a good night. We got the car right there in front of him. Looks Jeff Flero down low. No wing. He's going to stay out of the way of these guys down on the bottom side. I think it's going to be a handful without top side wing. Meanwhile, Brian Moore Sr., he's battling for his life there with old Chapman.
Yes, he is. Senior falls off the top 5 position, but Tyler Wilson right in front of these drivers. He's having a heck of a time, and all checkered flag is out.
Spangler, man, going to win it. Wow. Finally, after the night started off bad. Cote second, Graham third, but I know Spangler's probably going, finally, got something to go my way.
That'll be win number 2 for Spangler in the 410 division.
Absolutely. We'll get a couple of these guys up here and get a word with them. As we got Patrick Spangler up here. Let's get a word with him real quick. Patrick, you all right in the booth? Got a copy?
Yep, gotcha.
Finally, tonight, well, I'll tell you what, it's been a up and down road for you. Having to start in the back, a lot of times didn't go your way, but finally get up here and win one.
Yeah, just need to bring the red car out, apparently. Just had bad drawing tonight. I drew last place in the last heat race for all 3 races, so nice to finally get one out of there.
You know, and we talk about it. I like the pill draw because, you know, we consider you one of the fast guys out here, but you see that sometimes you don't always get it in your favor, and you have to kind of work for it. So take us through this 410. How much did you have to work for it here tonight?
It was all the heat race. I gained a lot of positions to heat race. I got in with Dixon on the last lap, or right next to last. Felt bad about that. I tried to stay down, and I wasn't quite sure what happened. I had to go back and watch that. But other than that, and then just a lot of cautions. It's hard to get into the groove there in the feature, and Chad just got really squirrely on that last restart, and I was able to throw a slide job on him and keep it, and all I do is just keep out of the wall.
Absolutely, kept it clean here in Extreme E-Speed TV Victory Lane, winning it here for the 410 Wing Sprints. You got anybody you want to thank there, Patrick?
Yeah, just you guys for the awesome broadcast, Roger for running the league, Training Wheels Racing, had all 4 guys in tonight, down Uncle back home watching, and I would not like to thank the pill draw. It was a fun night though, so hopefully be back up here next week.
There you go, Patrick Spangler bringing it home in the 410s. Let's bring this man up here, Chad Cote. Let's get a word with him. Yeah,
hey, Chad.
That's what we say. You go to sleep on me?
No. It's just Discord's glitching out, so I can't see him move. Hey, Chad, you get a copy?
Hi. I'm here.
Well, okay. Discord glitching out on me here, but yeah, Chad, you're falling through the clutches of Patrick Spangler. They were a late race. You fell back to second. Just talk us through that race.
Yeah, the top got a little dicey, and I didn't really know which was the fastest, if it was the top all the way around or the slider. And Patrick's really good here, so I knew it was coming, but I figured I could hold him off as well.
Well, I mean, you know, you were doing good up at the front, up on the high side. Did you think maybe the bottom would have came back in the late race, or do you think it was just gonna stay up top?
When the track's the way that it was tonight, it's to the top. I mean, some guys can get the bottom to work, but I think the top is the fastest way around.
Well, man, either way, you're able to still hang in the second place. You got anybody like to thank tonight?
Yeah, my guys over at American Dirt Motorsports, our sponsors, Dirt Company Media House, Ram Designs, Highline Racing, you guys for the broadcast, and Roger for the league.
There you have, folks, your second place driver. That's Chad Cote.
And bringing it home in second. Let's bring this guy up here, Cody Graham, bringing her home in third.
Hey, Cody, you got a copy on me?
Yes.
Well, man, hanging into a podium finish, you were trying to look for your first win of the season in the 410s, just not enough momentum to get up there. Just talk us through that race, though.
Yeah, I'm just happy I finished after getting splattered in the 305s and 360s, but yeah, those two are quick up there. I had a run for like a couple laps where I was pretty quick, and then I just couldn't replicate it, and I've never seen the track do that before. I put my wing all the way up, which I usually never do in these, and it was still tight in the middle for some reason. Even when I got to the good stuff, it just wouldn't turn. So I was just holding on, hoping that the guys behind me were either worse than I were, or they were just bouncing off each other, and I'll take the podium.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Either way, strong finish, keeps the points tight with Patrick Spangler. You got anybody like to thank tonight?
Yeah, you know, Roger and the guys for the league, you guys for the broadcast, Fast Eddies, all my guys that I race with, the Musso brothers, and John.
All right, there you have, folks, your third place driver, Cody Graham.
Absolutely. Well, folks, don't go anywhere. We got some car tours coming up here at Hickory. We'll be right back here in a few. All right, here we go. Asphalt time. Hickory Speedway here. We got the car tours, late models out here tonight. And by Mission 22, Lucy Olson. Be a fun time here, though.
Yeah, a little 3/8 of a mile track. One of the shortest one for asphalt racing on iRacing.
See? So we go from kind of a short track on the dirt, really short track here on the.
And not to mention, this is the oldest paved track in the United States. It opened back in 1951, Joe. Were you around back in 1951?
Ain't that old yet. There's probably some guys in this league that were now. I mean, I don't want to shout no names out, but I would not be surprised if there's not one out there wasn't around that time. I'm not one of them. Quite that old yet.
No.
That is interesting. I didn't know that. I mean, hey, learn something new every day.
I had to Google it, but it is your friend, exactly. We'll hop on in here to qualifying, see who can set the pole, and judging by practice lap times, it might be a little close. You had two of them right on top of each other for lap time. We're going to watch best in practice Brian Dickens here for his 2 qualifying laps, see if he can set it up on the pole here.
Good one. Good, exciting night here at Hometown Heroes here. Enjoyed it so far.
Try and find Dickens for us. And
the Flatline Racing Bodies sponsor here. North Wilkesboro. Last race.
We're going to go to Southern National next week. After that, you go to South Boston, then North Wilkesboro to cap it off. So, some historical tracks coming on up here, with this one being the oldest paved track. Like I said, we're going to watch for Brian Dickens, see if he can't set quick time. He took it a little slow on lap number 1. Lap number 2, quick time for Brian Dickens.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Talk about the times here. Brian Dickens, he gonna put it out front. Never mind. Oh man, Olin Johnson, Dog Pound. He got the Corgi machine. Gonna come up in second on this one. So could wrap up qualifying real quick here. 2 more cars might try to sit in better positions.
Daniel Blau on his second lap, see if he can improve. He hit a 14.502 the last time around. He'll improve a little bit of 14.364, move him up to the 6th spot. There's one more to go. Brandon Ishkan, he'll pull out on to the racetrack. He's got to keep it on the apron until he gets around to the blue flag. See what he can put
that's
down.
That's a narrow apron.
That is a narrow little apron. I'm not sure why iRacing would put a blue flag on here for us, but here we go. Ishkan a little bit loose, coming out of 4 for crossing the line to the green flag. We'll see if he can do anything. He hit a 14.325 in practice.
That camber on the front right tire. I mean, let that thing caved in camber wise.
14.618. First time around, that'll be good for 14. We'll see if he can improve. Lap number 2, turn 3, coming out of turn number 4 for Ish Cannon, and he will hit 14.401. A little bit better. That'll put him up into the top 10.
How about that for a second? I know a lot of people might look and go, man, look at the tires all crooked in the right side. It actually helps those things rotate in the turn. I mean, that's the biggest thing that you'll see. You'll see it on road cars too. They have a little bit. Road cars obviously try to go more neutral, depending on the track. That is a little more neutral because they got to go right and left. But NASCAR cars, anything that's oval wise, usually you are going to see a lot of camber, those front rights, and again, depending on the banking of the track, they're all different. It does help them in a nutshell without going way technical. It helps them to turn into the turn on an oval. That's why you kind of see it in one side straight up, the other side's over there like laying down. Helps it turn. Our network technical. I like giving it a little technical. People might be new to the racing world. It might be new to the virtual world too here by racing or any sim racing that is. And Corey, you know, you've been racing for a long time. You know, a lot of jargon, man. I've been around a lot of stuff. Everybody does, so it's always good to come get them an insight on what's.
Absolutely, always nice to keep the fans in line with what's going on and all the good facts and everything.
Yeah, and you know, I'm more familiar with the asphalt side of stuff. I'm learning a lot about the dirt since it came out here on iRacing. Watched a lot drag racing. Here we go. Look at our grid real quick. Like you said, Brian Dickens, a man going to start out front. 16 machines. Looks like John Krupa is going to be the man, unfortunately, back there in 16th. But he's got plenty time to get it done, to get through the field. Like we're going to have 75 laps. And green flags, that can go by real quick because this track looks a lot bigger than what we came from. Probably is a lot.
No, it's smaller.
Really? But look at it. It's a little bigger, don't it?
It's just
I guess it's just because.
It's because you got colors.
Yeah. And you got all that stuff in the infield. That's why.
It's a 38 mile track. A little under, actually. A little under 3/8 mile. 0.36 miles. So.
Yeah, the stuff on the infield, I think, bigger. Got that illusion. Tough tracks. That's the thing. Small tracks on iRacing or in real life, because they're real life tracks, are just very tough tracks to get around, especially with any asphalt type car. Don't have a lot of room for error, and when you do make a mistake, you got to be on top of it real quick. They'll definitely jump out there and bite you. Not like a 1.5 mile where you gotta regroup a little bit. Here, usually you get in trouble. It's a bad experience.
Johnston coming into this race 27 points back from points leader Andrew Smith, who did not show up. But here we go. Dickens out front. That's going to leave Templeton to the inside of Colin Johnson. He's got to find that hole, get to the bottom. This track is definitely going to be bottom dominated here. You see Johnson, he's trying to power out on the high side. Stefan Spies now to the bottom of Johnson. He's in a world of hurt now. He's going to get freight train.
Yeah, he is. He's going to drop like fish in water, man, right now, and that's not good for him. Now it looks like he might be able to slip in the line. Nope, the 6 machine's going to get in there. That's Windsor. He's going to be able to get on the inside, and that's definitely probably not going to bode well for Johnson, who's still outside. Bouncy track. This car's a little low on this side of the track. You can see the bottoming out here going into the turns.
Not sure when they would have last done a repave around here, but being a 1951 track, blow around, gets tagged from Colin Johnson, and there's a puppy with a little thing on it.
Go with the Malcolm Mills replay.
Wow, with a little bit of a different paint scheme this week, has the number on the quarter panel.
Yeah, right there. Blau goes for a spin up in the wall hard. Malcolm Mills replay back out here, and unfortunate. But man, Colin Johnson had a good start, just could not get in the line, and that tells you right there, you get on that outside, bad time.
Yeah, you get stuck on the outside around here. It's very hard to make a hole. You got to really hope the driver's behind. They'll leave you some space to drop down, but not the case for Colin Johnson. He'll now be in 7th, so falling back 5 spots from where he started. Templeton now going to line up in 2nd. Templeton coming into this race 9 points behind points leader Andrew Smith, who is not here, so definitely a good night opportunity for Templeton to make up some ground.
Does. Dickens still the man, though, in charge of this one, and as hard as it is to pass here, I think, you know, what you were talking about right there is going to be difficult to come through the field.
Absolutely. You're going to have to force the car in front of you to make a mistake. Whoosh up to the top of the track. I don't know. I'm not really seeing a race here too much, but maybe once the tires wear down, you might see him drifting up another half a car length from the very inside of the yellow line, but we'll find out. Here we go, Dickens on the loud pedal. Will Templeton be able to get to the inside? He will, so a lot better start for the guy in 2nd place.
Yeah, and I agree with you right there, because last time we saw him in Johnson, he just dropped like a rock, man, all the way back. Now everybody kind of single file. You got to go way back here, about 10th place spot, get some side by side, and an unusual sun drop machine. I have never seen a gray
and blue.
Got a new flavor, like Dawn dish.
Oh no!
It does look like it, don't it? Look at the logo on it. It does look like Dawn dish soap.
If it said Dawn on it, I don't think I would know the difference.
Yeah, I wouldn't either, because that's actually the color scheme that they would use. I mean, it actually, the logo on the hood looks just like what Dawn dish soap would look like. And I've never seen a gray, blue, and white sun drop. Maybe it's grape flavor or something.
Blueberry.
I don't know. Yeah, blueberry. There you go. Yeah, blueberry. new flavor, sun drop.
That actually don't sound too bad, that blueberry flavor.
No, well, the paint job don't look too bad. Actually, I do like the color scheme. I like the blue, the white, the gray. It actually looks pretty good. Emperor there in front blinking just a little bit. Then you got the Whataburger right behind him there, Bob the Good. Just kind of looking through some of these paint jobs. Everybody's kind of single file right now, being patient. I like looking at some of these paint jobs back here throughout the field. These guys take a lot of work, a lot of time invested in some of these paint jobs. So definitely like, checking them out, going through the field. Dickens out front, Templeton there in 2nd. Close up. Bees there in 3rd. Chapman. Graham. Windsor, he needs some sponsors on that thing. Boy, you need to have some sponsors there. And then we love the dog
logo on it.
Yeah, there you go. Put it on there. Put it on the hood. Got the dog one, the corgi. We love that's our favorite.
It is.
Miss Cannon.
So far, single file for the whole field. A little bit spread out. You see the back end of Dickens' car stepping out on corner exit. You know what? Never mind. That might be by design on how these cars are set up. A little bit of a tracking design on the back end.
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm just watching, Dickens, and you see Templeton actually is closing in. The thing about it is, we can see the car will close in, like Templeton will close in. The problem is, will he be able to pass it?
Yeah, it's definitely able to close in, but passing's a whole different task. You can try all you want, but when it's a bottom side of a track dominant, makes it difficult. Not to mention maybe not as much dirty air as we seen last week at USA, but some dirty air nonetheless down the straightaways though.
Speeds though, he's up at 3rd.
He is. Speeds is up 2 spots from where he started.
Templeton. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I mean, I was just saying Templeton's been closing on the leader, and we have not seen all night long, or not all night, but we haven't seen all season long, anybody do the bump and run, and I'm all for a true bump and run on a short track. I don't want to see nobody wrecking anybody, but I don't see anybody get up there and, boot somebody in the back.
Well, I mean, with how the front end meets up with the back end of one of these cars, it's like a scoop. It's like an ice cream scoop. You go up there, and it's easier to spin them out than it is to upset their car and make them go up, wash up the track than it like could in, like, say, a street stock or even the NASCAR Cup car.
And then you carry too much speed, you might get up there and hit them too hard. You don't want to spin them out. Maybe right there on the, talking about out of control. Looks like Templeton's lost a little ground there to Dickens. He was actually catching. Spees now might be doing what he needs to do. Chapman right there behind Spees. If he can't close in, further on back, just everybody's kind of spread out. I want to say patient, but this is really just a product of this racetrack. Tough place to pass. I mean, you've got to have that inside groove, and unless you can get that guy making a mistake in front of you, you're pretty much just going to ride back behind him.
Bob DeGood back here in 12th. He's relegated up on the outside. He's on the outside of Tim Chapman there. Tim Chapman in the Dale Earnhardt Sr. looking paint in the 37 car.
Whataburger can hang on. He's going to hang on for a couple laps. And I talk about tracks like this. We see a couple of them that are a lot bigger. And there's what we're talking about. That's not a bump and run. And that's probably why we don't see the bump and run, is because that little bit of just contact right there sent those two around. Back on the Malcolm Mills replay, see it one more time. So that's probably why we don't really see too much of a bump and run. Got right up underneath him just a little bit. Bob DeGood got past. It takes so long to pass here. You might have the faster car on the inside, but you still take several seconds. So this is one of these track position style, and then boom, yep. Just a barely bump, and they go around, and unfortunately 98 over to go, kind of pushing them around too. So Malcolm Mills replay and a salted dog caution.
Second caution of the night here at Hickory Motor Speedway.
Fuel. Go all the way?
Have they been able to go all the way the past few weeks? I mean, last week I know we had a little bit of fuel problems, so maybe this week they are good, being how short of a track it is. It doesn't look like they limited the amount of fuel load in these cars this week. And I don't know.
The part about these cars too is they have no tack. I see what Dickens is trying to do, and
what's he trying to do?
Well, he's not very effective. It's not very effective on a track like this because you don't have much bank in here. But let's say on a high bank track like Talladega or any 1.5 mile track, Charlotte, Texas. He's trying to get down there on that apron, and under caution, the fuel cells or the fuel pump pickup is on the right side of the fuel cell. Get right there behind him. And physics on a high bank under high speeds will throw the fuel to the right side. You would think by going on there that, the fuel's going to fall to the left. No, under high speeds, 100-some mile an hour, it actually washes it up to the right-hand side. That's why they have the fuel pickup and the fuel pump over there. So under caution, though, it all flattens out and goes to the left side. So a lot of them like to ride down on the apron where it levels the car out and they get off that banks and so forth. So the car is able to pick up fuel. Here, not so much because you don't have as much of a banking, so it's not as bad under caution. But a high bank style track, yeah, you're going to see that a lot. Asphalt racing. He was trying to do it there. Again, might take us back to what we were talking about. We're trying to save fuel. Can't see here because they don't have the big tack inside these cars. So we can't really tell. It's unusual they don't have the tack in these cars. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago.
Well, past halfway here, and we already got a salty dog caution. Third one is out. It's Ish Cannon at the back.
John Mateo.
He was the bumper.
And that's the sun drop cut. Actually, the 19 got first. That would have been Inch Cannon. What happened to him? He went around in the front. He had a little help. Oh, yep.
66.
Got pushed. A little too hard in the back. Running around.
Mateo got pushed as well from behind. That was, I do believe, Kemper. And he loses the bumper, has to wait for the field to pass by, and just takes a tow, and he's in the pits. Well, the car might be hurt. I think I seen the right front wheel floppy like you do in the sprint cars, plus missing the front bumper like that. Gonna be a little hurtful in the car.
You know, we go back to what with Dickens, and I was talking about that fuel stuff. I see what he's doing there, and he might be trying to save, with these cautions, obviously going to save fuel. He might be trying to save enough fuel to not have to pit. Could be thinking, well, try to make it all the way. And with enough cautions, he might be able to. I'm not going to say 100%, almost 98%. Maybe I'm certain that he might be able to go all the way with these cautions. I just know by watching enough NASCAR and enough how these cars are built, what he's doing by going down in that apron under caution. There's really no other reasoning. You can cool the tires off some by going off down there because the track is cooler down on the apron. I guess you probably could do the same thing even with a dirt car. You know, that dirt does get hot. Yes. So
I'd say they're good on gas.
What's that?
I say they're good on gas.
I would, with the cautions, definitely helping. So I'm with you there. I'm gonna stick to my 98%. Pretty sure they're good on it. Been fooled before, you know. But I'm with you. I think they're good. So we go back green. Mission 22 restart zone. Lucy Olson green flag. Dickens, he hits that jump out front, needs to, because right behind them, boy, they're gaggled up, and there goes Templeton.
Around. Oh, and it's going to collect the whole field. Oh, my.
That one hurt.
Oh, and Templeton's still on top of a car. That's Krupa.
Yeah, he's... Go back on the replay here. That one started on the restart. We were talking about it earlier. Bump and run, well,
put in reverse.
Bump and runs, and right now they're getting hit and runs. Oh yeah, 72 just drove it in there hard, and there, man, you just got a pile up, and poor Templeton. That car just got jacked up.
Well, he moved it all right.
The other car needs to hit it reverse.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Watch it. Finally get off of it. Why's not the car underneath him backing up?
That's what I said. I don't know why he didn't do that.
Oh, and unless it blew the guy's motor. I mean, obviously we're not inside. He was... Oh, we're still in the power. He should have been able to.
He definitely is. He drove through the pit, so I don't know why Krupa never put it in reverse. It would have helped the situation out for all of the drivers.
Help a brother out here. Oh.
What's 2/3 of the way through this race? Going to take over to lap 50. Come back around under yellow here for the 4th time in the Cars Tour late model stock. Here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network hometown hero night.
Absolutely. Let's go back green.
11 cars left on the lead lap. The last one being Colin Johnson and the puppy Corgi Mobile. Dickens still out front. Graham now up the second. Kemper up 10 spots in third, and Barker up 10 in fourth.
Yes, green flag. Mission 22 restarting Lucy Olsen green flag, and a little better that time. Graham was able to get down low. Unfortunately, Barker not. He's going to get shoved up the track almost 3 wide. Just gets pushed out of the way. Chapman right there is going to hang on into the 4th place spot. Out front, Dick and Steele. You go a little further on back. It's Cannon and company back around 9th place. They're side by side. You got Blau and it's Cannon, Johnson there with them. Action side by side by 2, but then all Dickens out front, and I go back to this track. You know, yeah, tires definitely probably help, but track position is probably where it being so hard to pass. You see some tracks, man, that are good, some tracks that aren't. But meanwhile, Chapman, Barker, they're going door to door, racing pretty hard.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, it looks like Barker on the right front might have a little bit of shock damage on that car. It's not handling like it probably should be. He's got pressure from behind. That's Tim Chapman in the Dale Senior looking car. Ishkan a little loose behind him in front of Daniel Bauer, Colin Johnson, the last 2 cars on the lead lap. Actually, no, the last car is Roger Craig, so that's the battle for 9th and 10th. Johnson now falls in the clutches of Spees, who's 1 lap down.
Well, you talk about Barker, definitely got some nose damage to the front of it, but you can get away with that here. It's a short track, you know, it's not aerodynamic. You actually probably could lose the front end as long as the motor, like you said, the suspension's not messed up. Unfortunately, Chapman going to fall back. Tim Chapman, that is, going to fall all the way back to 9th. Like Jeffrey Kemper again, having a night he wants. Tapping the wall, but he's up there in 4th. Crash or got off the track or something. He's going to make the pass for 3rd. Blinking that. Thinking that. Paul Dickens, look at this. He's extending that lead. 1.5 seconds over Graham. Kemper there in 3rd.
Dickens been out front all night long, just dominating this field around this little under 3/8 mile paved oval. Here in Hickory, North Carolina, your neck of the woods, Joe.
Yeah, it would be more towards, actually it's not too far away from where I'm at. It's, not mistaken. I've never been there, but
I mean, there's trees all around this track.
Yeah, it's towards the mountain area. So, but I've never been there, but I've heard of it. Like you said, very good, famous style track. Have a lot of great races on Saturday nights and whatnot.
Looks like a little hole in the wall, or a hole in the trees.
Yeah. Again, I mean, the most. If I had to pick one of the most, obviously besides Charlotte Speedway and what they've got going on down there, would probably be Bowman Gray. You don't know Bowman. If you're an asphalt person and you don't know what Bowman Gray is, living under a rock or not really.
Look at this battle for 5th.
Following a race. Man, can you imagine Bowman Gray on iRacing?
Well, we got the clash, so.
Yeah, true. Might as well say so. Yeah, you got a good battle going on here. 6th, 7th, man. These guys are tied up side by side, going back all the way to 8th. You got Barker, Chapman, and Chapman. Now we got some new Chapmans out here. We got Tim and Zachary.
Zach Chapman running all the sprint car races tonight. Tim Chapman hopping into the late model here. And it is just a gaggle of cars. You got a mixed bag of cars on the lead lap, cars on the lap down, and Ish Cannon going to go around, Speeds around as well, and oh wow, hard hit, and Ish Cannon going upside down.
Terrible. Go back on the Malcolm Mills replay, see what happened. We'll watch it from Ish Cannon. He got into him, got down on the grass, and he was the one that did not benefit too much. You got several other cars right there, and Ish Cannon just got hit in the side. He was fine. The next thing you know, he's up on his lid going, Hey, wait a minute. Okay, Dickens. Front. Back here, got Dickens up front. Solid night here for the hometown heroes. Good one.
Absolutely closing in here on the end of this race. Dickens has been out front for all of it. Should be going into green, white, checkered territory as Dickens is on lap 73.
And I'm with you. I still think he's got that fuel mileage under control, but still going down on the bottom of the track, racing surface, just maybe to make sure. Again, it could be cooling the tires too. I mean, that is another thing that they do. Racing surface gets hot. Could be down there cooling those tires off.
Might be warming them up. I don't know. Getting the dirty marbles off the rubber marble. I don't know. Some green, white, checkered. One of two here, though. So if we get around to the flag stand, we'll take the white flag and they can kill each other. But if we don't, we'll go caution. And here, look at that. Cody Graham, he had a heck of a start. Was almost able to get to the back bumper. Dickens thought better of it. Turn number 3, turn 4. Will we see the white flag? And officially white flag. This race is done no matter what. Cody Graham won the last shot. Not going to have the power through on turn 1. Dickens well out ahead. He'll be coming around out of turn number 4. Pick up the win. Cody Graham second. And if Kemper blinked out there, and he still gets third.
So winner here. Dickens able to hang on to it. Graham there in second. Kemper up in third. Blau 4, Chapman 5th. So not a bad run, not a bad finish here to the night of the hometown heroes. Solid. Good one. Get a word with some of these guys up here. Like the racing so far. Dickens dominating.
Oh, and we got Kemper under the back of Graham.
Good night here at the hometown heroes.
Absolutely. Just waiting on your top 3 here to get into the waiting room, get a word in with these drivers.
Yeah.
Kemper officially getting the hard charger. There he is. Why don't we pull on old Jeffrey Kemper up here, get a word with him? Hey Jeffrey, you got a copy on me?
Yeah, I got you, Corey.
Well, hard charger here, up 10 spots to a podium finish in the late model stock cars. Just talk us through that race and how you accomplished that.
I think a little bit of luck's on my side. Apparently, with late models, whether it's dirt side or asphalt side, it's been working out good for me this week, getting up towards the front. I haven't raced this track very much, mainly with like the SK modifieds, but it's been a few seasons since I've been on it. So just kind of trying to take it easy, figure out the tires and the corners, and not cause too much mayhem. Although I think I did get in a few people.
Well, I mean, that's all to do with the short track racing aspect of things. Either way, you're able to get up 10 spots into third. You got anybody like to thank for your outstanding performance?
Yep, I got to thank the Gambler Motorsports teammates. Got to thank Aiden Young, Young Gun Creations. Got to thank Andy Piercefield, Travis Piercefield from Cool Ray Heating and Electrical and Plumbing. Also, Extreme eSpeed TV. Got to thank you guys at OSRN Broadcasting for everything you do. Thank my girlfriend and family for putting up with what I do, and Lincoln Gear Company.
There you have, folks. Your third place driver. That's Jeffrey Kemper in the 181.
Absolutely, man. Kemper doing a great job here tonight. Just bring up old Cody Graham here.
Cody, you got a copy on me?
Yes, sir.
Well, man, you're able to rally up to a second place finish at Hickory Motor Speedway in the late model stock cars. Just talk us through that race.
Yeah, I didn't really know what to expect, so I didn't do too much practice, and I didn't really have any long run speed at all. I knew, like, on cold tires on restarts for about 2-3 laps I had something, and the only thing I could hope for was like a green-white checkered like we got, or hopefully lap traffic, and I had a little shot on that last restart. I probably could have forced it down under, but I'd rather not wreck him and myself, so I'm content with a second.
Yeah, you mentioned there that you might have had a shot at taking over the lead, but you didn't want to make contact. You know, we talk about the bump and run, but is it harder in a late model versus like any other kind of car to bump in one of these?
Well, I don't know, not really. It's just the way Hickory is in turn one with like that little mini double apex. If you try to jam it down in there, you're probably not going to make it. The corner's just too tight, and there's no way you're going to make it. And if so, you're just going to wipe out everybody. And for him to start up front and lead the whole thing, it's not a way for someone to lose it by getting run over. And I really probably shouldn't have been there, because I think 2-3 guys faster than me got wrecked out. And like I said, I had nothing for the long race pace. They just walked away from me. So like I said, I'll take the second tonight.
Absolutely good finish for you. Good night in the points. You got anybody like thank tonight?
Yep, Roger and the boys, as always. You two putting on good broadcasts multiple times a week. The Musso boys, Fast Eddie's Hot Rods, and my buddy John.
There you have, folks, your second place driver. That's Cody Graham in the number 2.
It is. Well, let's bring this guy up here. He was able to put in victory lane. Brian, you in the booth. Got a copy?
Got you, buddy.
Well, it's up here, man. The Extreme eSpeed TV victory lane. You was able to hold on to it. Flag to flag. Was it any concern fuel-wise there?
Nah, not this week. Not this week. We were good this week. I definitely checked it, though.
No doubt. Well, you know, was there any concern that maybe somebody might put a bumper to you?
Of course. I wanted to put the foot to it a little bit at on the restarts and everything, but after that, I kind of just settled in, kind of keep the car as straight as possible and not wear out the right front.
Able to hold on to it. I mean, how was it on this track here with that car going around? I mean, this is a short track with asphalt side, but how is it going from, let's say, dirt short track to a short track like here?
Actually, well, from a dirt short track to this one, quite a bit of difference. A lot more grip, a lot more, just lateral grip, just a lot easier to drive. But this track is really bumpy, so that makes it challenging and it gives that track a lot of character. So that actually makes it fun to me.
There you go. Definitely fun. You was able to pull it off, dominate here tonight. You got anybody you want to thank for the awesome win?
Got to thank that Hammer Down Racing team, Brandon, Kurt, and Joe, the Dirt Track Bank for everything they do for all of us, GY6RN Racing Network, you guys for doing the broadcast. We really appreciate it. You guys do a really good job, and got to thank everybody at C2C.
Absolutely. There you go. Winner tonight, Brian Dickens here in the Car Tours Late Models. Well, I'll tell you, another awesome night. The hometown heroes here for the Coast2Coast Racing League. Corey, man, it was a good one.
Absolutely. Pretty good racing all night long throughout all 3 divisions of the sprint cars, and then the late model stock cars. They put on a good show. Kept it nice and clean for the most part. Had a little bit of carnage here midway through the field, midway through the race, but overall, that was fun.
Absolutely. Well, folks, we'll see you next week. For myself and everyone here at the Coast2Coast Racing League, have a good night.